You know what it is? Such a magical beat.
It's pretty lovely.
The commission. The commission.
Tell them how you feel.
KP, you know what this beat is?
No, man. It sounds real soulful.
It sounds soulful, right? Take a guess.
I can't. It feels like a slow down Eve verse.
Eve?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And then
That's what it was. I was trying. Thank you. This is why I needed KP
What do you
back
think
for
it
this
was?
episode. I knew I heard this. It's an Eve beat. That's what it is. That's exactly right.
It sounds like that.
Chronic 2001.
Yeah, Eve wasn't.
Eve was.
Nah,
Eve was.
2001.
Yeah, Eve was. Yeah. Yeah.
After
Rough
that?
Riders was legitimate. At
You
that
know
time.
what? They probably sped it up for her, John, because it sounds just like the
It
beat.
does. Thank you for that. I was trying to.
Oh, what? Her and
Yeah,
Gwen Stefani joint?
Let me blow your mind.
Yeah. He got it.
So
No.
Dre, y'all trying to say he recycled the beat?
No. Well, he probably did, but no. All I'm saying is he just took a portion of it.
I think they might have.
All right. By the way, who are we again?
The commission.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the.
The commission.
Hey, we're on point with that. I like that. All right, let's fade this out, man. We gotta get started. We got a lot to talk about. Welcome to the Commission Podcast, episode 16K. Got your boy Greg in the building. My man Mike over there chilling,
You.
all laxed and whatnot, with the easy recliner and whatnot. Why
Lay
you-
back in the Maybach.
Yeah, man. Kev on the boards.
Early.
I like that. He was prepared.
Got the drop ready.
Yeah, I mean, KP, you back?
Yeah, I'm back, dog.
Curve P.
Been back.
I
man.
can't call you KP no more. I heard you change your name.
It's Curve.
Yeah, Curve P.
Yeah.
Curving them left and right.
Swerving and curving.
Curving season.
Curving season. Yo, that's funny. That's
It
funny.
is
But
cuffing season, so you know you got curve them things.
Curving season.
you cuff them. Wait a minute. You curve them or you cuff them?
I have a roster, so I'm curving right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Roster full. Already? It's preseason. What are you
Nah.
talking about?
Nah, I'm
It just got chilly
I'm
yesterday.
just messing with you guys. I'm a single guy. I'm just taking care of my daughter. That's all I'm doing. I hate
This
these
guy
guys.
out here frauding. But
Shout out
whatever.
to all the fans that's listening.
Oh, God. he's
Yo, let's
fraud.
do that early, man. Shout out to the fans, yo. I
Yeah.
thought about this.
Oh, yeah. We need to talk about the platforms we're on. Let's start that early.
Oh man, we everywhere. We on the we're brand new on TuneIn Radio. So
Shout out to TuneIn.
TuneIn. We're on Spotify. You can hit us up on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. What am I missing?
Podbean.
Podbean.
Come
Yeah,
on,
shout
man.
out to Podbean. My bad.
Yeah,
Stitcher.
man.
Stitcher. We're on there as well. You can follow us on Instagram at thecommissionpod or on Twitter at commissionpod. And if you want to send us music, email it to thecommissionpod@gmail.com.
Yeah,
We
no-
everywhere. You ain't never there.
Y'all know what we're like. You hear us in your studio every night.
I got
Nah,
that.
that went over everybody in the room's head.
Bum, bum, bum.
Wah, wah,
That should be a drop
wah.
right there. That should be a drop. Don't judge me. All right? I've been gone for 2 weeks.
I was about to say, you got to get your legs underneath
Yeah,
you
little
again,
rusty.
man. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good, man. We're going to jump right into it because we're going
Yo,
to call.
what y'all doing on your phones? Everybody, you guys like.
We're keeping track, number one. I got
alright.
a list of topics and things.
I'm responding to people diving in like, what you doing right now? I'm like, it's the podcast, bitches.
Damn. Mike, what you doing?
I'm looking up info.
He's
Mike's
looking
looking
at,
up where you can buy new socks.
he's
at.
looking at his next R&B track.
Yo, why you shoot that man the sock off the early? Shoot him in the sock
Shot a
early.
hole in his sock.
Damn.
Hey, man, that's what daddies
Yeah,
are like.
you know, that's what he gotta sit with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me sit with
Gotta
this hole.
sit
for
with
a
this
second.
hole for a
And then I'll
second.
decide,
You know what? Hold that.
Ew.
Hold that. Yo, let me hold something. Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny, man. All right, man. Well, listen, we should call this episode Take Two.
Take two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, Kev.
That's my bad.
Well,
We
you know,
recorded this
actually,
episode
thank
last-
you, 'cause I wanted to be on it.
KP
You know what I mean?
told me, he was like, yo, just delete everything.
Yeah,
so
I
we
mean,
can
I
redo
figured it
It's
was
the setup.
something like,
It's
you
the
know,
fix, dog. Welcome back. We here.
conspiracy KP.
I was pretty mad, though.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
It's all good, man.
But, you
It
know,
happens.
We here now.
We are here, and we got a lot to discuss because I wanted KP, aka Curve P, here for the discussion that we had yesterday because I felt like it was a very intense one, and I want to give this man the floor to start the podcast today because you could argue that KP had one of the most epic weekends of all times due to a reuniting of two of his
Breezy and Drake.
two of his
You know what? Thank you for warming up
favorite
the floor.
artists of all
I mean,
time.
when they took the stage together, you know, it
what
was
are you playing?
that was
Oh, that was Mike. Oh, all right, go ahead.
But when they took the stage together and did their music, I mean, you know,
You
he
shed
gave
a
him
tear?
Their music?
I didn't shed a tear, but I just like, you know
He
what?
got teary-eyed. I know he got a little.
No, I just knew that good music is on the way because when you got the two, two greatest is doing it
Jesus
right
Christ.
now.
I agree with KP on that. I said that the other day. I think the music they make will be really good music.
I mean, first of all, Chris Brown doesn't make bad music. You guys just hate on Chris Brown.
I don't say he makes bad music.
But when you, and first of all, when Chris Brown guest stars on anybody's from hip hop's track, he kills it. Like I don't know, you can't pick a track that he didn't do the chorus for or sing on that he didn't body. So you put him and Drake together, you know,
all right. I mean,
It may be a clash of who gets to sing the hook.
You know what they should do? Clash, low shots. You know what they should do? They should do a Watch the Throne.
no, stop it.
Ooh,
A best of both worlds.
best of both worlds.
Yeah,
Watch
yeah.
the Throne
Don't
shot.
say watch the throne.
But it's
Best
the
of both
same
worlds is
world,
more
though.
appropriate.
What's that?
It's the
It's the
same,
same
world.
world.
How's the
Drake's
same world?
R&B against Chris Brown's R&B.
Drake would be rapping and Chris would sing the hook.
And
That's what-
Actually,
that's-
I would
yo,
probably rather hear Chris rap than Drake.
Yeah,
get
that's
Chris
out of
can-
here.
Chris
That's gonna be
spit.
an emotional album.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna
yeah.
be a very emotional album.
Listen,
No,
dog.
Chris gonna come hard. Chris, Breezy,
We here
Chris
for it.
Breezy is coming with the flames. Trust and believe.
I'm a Breezy fan, and I'm a Drizzy fan, so I just can't wait for it to happen.
Who's gonna do the writing? Who y'all see? Nah, who's gonna
Trey
write
Songz.
it? Trey Songz gonna write, and then they can. Hey, I like it. Well,
Actually, that'd be a dope tour.
What I'm thinking is too.
That wouldn't be
what
a bad
about,
tour.
What's that? Hate
What
in Your
about
Cup
Drake
over there?
and Chris Brown rapping and let Trey Songz sing a couple hooks?
I don't know if Trey Songz in the camp anymore.
Nah, Trey and
Nah.
Chris still good, and Trey and Drake still good.
I don't know if they're-
cool. Trey and Drake don't have any music together. now that I
Not,
think
not,
about
I
it.
don't
Whoa,
think
Yes,
they.
they do.
Yeah, they
Successful.
broke together. Yeah,
Nah, I don't think-
wanna
I don't-
be-
Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't
my
think
bad.
they good. I remember listening to even him taking a shot. He's in one of the tracks. She was like, "Boy, you never be as big as Trey Songz, but was she wrong?" Like I remember him one of the lines. So that's off of Take Care.
It would be a dope tour. You know what I was thinking too would be a really good tour? Ella Mae, SZA, and her. That'd be a dope R&B tour.
Throw Daniel Caesar in there for the fellas. I
Yeah,
like
Daniel
Daniel Caesar.
Caesar. Be cool.
Now that he
Yeah.
cut his
That's-
hair, he
'cause
might
that's
be more
a-
tolerable. You know,
I mean, that probably
Yo,
would
you're
be.
a
a-
hater,
in there.
yo. Shut up.
Ugly
This
boy.
guy. Damn, bro.
I mean, we there for the music. I mean, he might as well be her. Put some glasses on.
Yo, you're terrible.
What was he saying, Mike?
No, I was thinking like they would probably need something to mix that up though.
They probably needs to put scissor in there
That'd
too, right?
be too much. Just
Too much much
Estrogen.
slow music.
That's
I
why I
guess
said
it
throw Daniel Caesar in there. You got to
Daniel
throw
I
Daniel
Caesar.
Caesar.
mean, I need
Yeah.
something to speed it up a little bit.
Nah, they good. They got tracks, but
Who would be in that lane that could
they could
speed
put-
up the tempo?
What's
there?
the boy's name that they pulled this song? What's his name?
Oh, not
Jacquees.
Jacquees. Stop
Jacquees.
it.
Yeah, he
Nah.
just dropped the Q Mix 3 last night.
I don't think he would fit with that.
Jacques.
That
Nah, he wouldn't
group.
fit in that.
Yeah,
Ja-
the
Jacques will-
internet would fit.
Jacques will bring everybody.
Shout out to the internet coming to Philly soon.
Jacques will
Oh,
bring
yeah?
the energy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
man.
was just talking that before the show started. that,
Yeah, we might have to get some
They
tickets.
coming in November.
Yeah,
Where
I'm
they gonna
going
be
there.
at?
I think the TLA.
Yeah,
I ain't see him on the wall, but all right.
I'll go check it out.
I'm definitely probably gonna check that out right around Black Friday. But speaking of your man Drake, man, Drake was all over the weekend, right? So he brought out Brisk Breezy.
Was he over the weekend or?
Man,
mean,
look
we
at
see
me. Now
all
you're
out
reaching,
over-
Mike. Stop it. Yeah, you're reaching.
Jesus,
Yeah, I mean-
he was all over the weekend.
I mean, I could be talking about the song that you like called "The Weekend" with Ti.
But we
like,
know
who
he wasn't
knows?
on there.
But we don't know.
Drake
it could be a
wasn't on that
remix.
song.
It could be a
Listen,
remix.
he was
Jesus
all over
Christ.
the
Control
weekend.
yourself over there.
I know, right?
At one point, he was all over the weekend, and the weekend had to cut back and get away from this guy.
What?
What,
No,
right?
that's a
God.
fact. Yeah,
Nah.
that
He
was
was
a
all
move,
over the
bro.
weekend's pen.
Yeah,
Like,
that's man. He was trying to use
Stealing his
pen.
music.
Yeah, that happens as well. Come on, man. You getting KP upset over this? Stop
I'm
it.
not even entertaining the foolery.
You know what I'm saying? But what I wanted to talk about was the show that came out on Friday, right? So, we all had a little bit of a round table around it, but, Drake dropped some interesting information on Friday on LeBron's show, on his dad's show.
Right.
So I thought that was intriguing.
What I found more intriguing was
I love that no one even flinched when I said his dad's show.
What I
Like we
found-
just accept that now.
Wait,
I just
Oh,
love that.
yeah.
I love that we just said.
Did you pick up on that?
This is Uncle
Yeah.
Uncle Brian.
I mean,
Uncle
Nah,
Brian.
that's his dad. That's that boy fault.
I was just about to say right now was what I thought was funny was that he's like when Pusha first made the first track, I text you. He's like, yeah, he texted me. I'm like, why'd you text LeBron? Like,
Yeah.
That's a good point.
He should have been texting his ghostwriter.
yeah, he's listen,
Get them
dog.
bars together. That's what he should've been
First of all,
texting
hold up.
first.
Before we proceed forward, what's up with all this Drake hate coming over there? Like, he's
You know,
nonstop.
Rolling hate. It is what it
This
is.
is nonstop. This is a
You
rolling
just
down a
said
stopwatch.
he
right?
started it, didn't he? He said, "Well, he don't text LeBron first. Why he texting LeBron first?"
I'm not.
I agree
I'm
with
not
you.
hating. I'm just saying, like,
Are we hating on Drake? We didn't hate
I'm
on
not a
Drake.
Drake hater.
First
For
of
the
all,
record,
that was
KP
for
stands
show.
for Drizzy.
You just threw a shot at Drake.
I'm saying why I can call him out on the shit he's doing. Though.
Okay,
Like,
well that's all we're doing.
I'm a real fan.
Yeah, I'm
Well, that's what. Yeah, man.
and-
yeah,
No, you're a hater. You can do
Just
that.
hate.
I can do that.
You can do that. 'Cause you came back around, but you're a registered hater. All right?
Drake
Mike's-
hides in the building here.
Right.
Yeah,
you're a
Mike's
registered hater.
Mike's
Okay.
the new hater. Okay, I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
Mind you, I'm the only one that went to the concert. Where were you at?
Oh.
Ooh.
First of all, I don't like live music, so
You was at a
He
concert.
was just at a
last night, dog.
You was at. Who was that?
that was free tickets. So
Oh,
that's not
my
free.
God.
goodness. So you
So
cheap then.
convenient.
So,
Oh, my
so you
God.
being cheap then?
Listen, man, Republicans in
won't
the
see-
office. I gotta save my money. All right?
That's
Yo.
funny. Man. That's funny. But why did he text LeBron first? That's what you
You know
saying.
what? As I listened to, I watched the interview twice, and it appears that that's his peer of people that he respects.
I don't think they're peers.
Well,
I
he
think
said
one
he-
is a generation above the other, and is
No,
respected
we
as
talking
such.
We're talking about just relevant right now and making moves and have a lot of power. They both have power.
I
Did
don't
he
know.
really? Let me ask you this, Greg. Did he really text LeBron first, or they just do that for the show? Because that
Of
looks
course, it
fake.
came for the show.
Of course, for the show. All right.
Of course.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he texted
No,
LeBron.
he said he texted LeBron. And even the other
All
dude's
right.
like, yeah. He said, I text LeBron and I said, like,
Oh
yo,
yeah,
I
yeah,
should-
because you hit us up. That
What-
guy.
What's the quote? Do we have the quote still? Do we have that queued
We
up by
got,
any
we got a
chance?
clip, man.
I mean,
What does he say
does it matter?
officially? No, we just want to know, just for the record.
What? You want to go through the whole interview?
No.
No, we're not. Just
Let's
the
not-
one
I
that
mean,
he was
let's-
talking
let's-
about.
Why not?
Let's
Let's piece
just
by
move past that.
let's piece by piece it.
I
Why
don't,
not?
I don't even care for the whole interview because at this
Okay.
point, I'm like, Drake, stop bitching. All right?
Oh,
Like,
oh.
No, we want to talk about though
Harsh words
what
from Curve P.
took place there.
like there was a lot of him telling his side of the story. Personally, I feel like this interview was like months late. Like if you want to
People
talk
may have
about
not heard it. Okay, let's chop it up. Let's go through it real fast.
who-
All right.
who would
Let's
have-
dissect this thing.
I ended up linking with Ye, and he, sold me on this whole speech of like, I'm in a great place, I'm making money, and I'm a father, and I want to, be Quincy Jones and help you. But in order to do that, you've got to be transparent with
draws.
me, and you've got to play me your music, and you've got to tell me when you're dropping. And I know you don't like to do things like that.
All right.
Thoughts, KP?
But I don't have no thoughts about that.
Yo, come closer to the mic.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my brethren. I don't have no thoughts about that. Like I think I personally don't think that Kanye was
That sounds like something Kanye would do to me.
to be malicious.
Yeah.
I don't know him to say that.
No, I don't.
Kev act like he know Kanye
Right,
ain't no regular.
personally, I mean,
It sounds like Kanye.
If Kev's a new artist, I feel like that's what you do for a new artist.
If I'm the biggest artist in music right now too, and if I'm Kanye and I'm planning on releasing music, I want to know when the biggest artist in music's dropping because I don't want to drop that same time.
Yeah, I don't think that's malicious. Just same way where
Why
he's
don't you
supposed
just
to drop
ask him then?
Yeah, but he did. He asked him the same way he said
but
he's
he
not
did
going
it
to
in
drop
like
his
a-
album the same time he dropped Lil Wayne dropped his music. He gave Lil Wayne his time.
No, he did that because the album's not even done. He announced the date before they even started recording music.
That's a fact.
Who knows?
But the thing about it was though, why does Drake feel compelled to assist Kanye in any way, shape, or form when Drake is the A-side artist? You know what I mean? He's the bigger artist at this point in his career. He's the one who has the fanfare, and Ye is the one who you could make the argument is on a deeper decline
No.
and needs the assistance.
No, I don't think so at all.
Why wouldn't he?
Ye is first of all, Ye has always been in the "we hate you" lane.
What do you
And he's
mean we
always-
hate you, Lane?
I'm talking about that. I say this and I stand by it. He's the most hated person in hip hop.
Is that
like-
self-inflicted?
for like 10 years. Self-inflicted or not self-inflicted.
Well,
he's
then
been
if
the
it's-
most hated person
if
for
it's
over
I
10
don't think
years
he's
now.
hated musically. I think people
Everything.
want to hear.
People haven't liked Ye music since 808 Heartbreak.
I totally
Nah,
disagree.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I totally disagree.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy
Well,
was amazing.
The fact that
First of all,
people
808 Heartbreak came out and no one liked that album. Yes or no?
I can't say
that's
that.
not-
I feel
that's
like
not true.
yeah.
I don't think people liked it the minute like when they first heard it. Like they didn't like Love Lockdown at first, but it grew on people.
But
It's funny because I feel like that album gets way more credit than I think it deserves. I'm not a fan of it, but I feel like everyone else feels like it's one of Ye's best work. Everyone cites the production on it, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but it was a whole bunch of singing. That wasn't what I wanted from Ye.
Right. And then you said that because there's too many ballads. But then I remember we go to what was the next album after that? Was it Beautiful Dark
Right.
Fantasy?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
was.
was.
Yep, it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, and I like that more only because at least it got back to rapping Ye, and I hadn't heard rapping Ye since what was it?
College Dropout?
College? No.
Graduation.
Graduation. Thank
Right.
you. Yeah. So that I would
Yeah, it was
think
one
a-
album in between. Graduation, 808.
Right.
And then the
And then-
problem is, like, once again, people have what they understand. You know what you wanted from Ye. So as an artist, it feels like, and this is with any artist, you don't get the opportunity to expand and grow because people gonna look at you sideways because they wanted you to be in that same box. that
Right,
you've always-
absolutely. And I feel like
That they want you to be.
But
in.
then on top of that, Kanye was also going through his personal issues with his mom and breaking
But
up
he
with
wasn't
Shorty.
hated throughout that.
He
As a matter of fact,
absolutely
he's
was not
been
like-
more I think Kanye's been given way more passes than he deserves
No.
at this point. And I didn't even want to make this a Kanye conversation. I wanted your input on Drake. But since we're talking about Ye, because I don't like talking about him no more, like he's
it.
been given so many passes, even with the antics that he's doing now.
I don't think it's
that the
antics.
community still wants to support him. They want Ye back. I say fuck Ye. If he's telling you how he is, and he's showing you, how he thinks and behaves, if a person shows you who they are, believe them.
I mean,
Don't try to embrace him and change him and want him to go back.
does, but Kanye West is, on record bipolar, and he's currently in a manic state right now. Like, if
Fine.
you Google up manic state, this is what Kanye doing right
Fine, then get help. I don't want to see
Right.
you talking.
Let's move forward. So what's up with
Exactly.
Drake though? If
That's
you
what I
Drake-
want to talk about. Right.
Here's my thing: if you Drake and you feel like, and y'all been
now.
kind of,
I don't understand why we digging in so much into it. Like, he said what he said, and then Pusha came and snitched literally maybe a day later and said what he said about how it wasn't Kanye was 40. Like, what's more?
how is that
diver-
snitching?
You never reveal your source. That's how.
What do you-
Wait a minute, I'm getting
what are you-
slandered
what are you
here. What,
talking about?
right? What are you talking?
Yeah.
What?
Drake making it seem like Pusha's the bad guy.
Right. I'm like, yo, I didn't do anything wrong. You tried to say that you're angry. Drake tried to say he's angry at Kanye because of what Kanye told Push.
Right.
All Push did was clarify that no, my homeboy, didn't give me the information. If anything, I'm assisting my man.
That's snitching on the person who gave you the information. Like, you're not supposed.
What?
What
What
you
are
want?
the
lost
rules in
right now.
snitching in 2018? I
We
need to
talk-
understand what the new
the-
rules
you
are.
never
rules
give
of
up-
snitching, and then I guess there's rules in rap beefs now too.
Right.
Apparently, right?
Like, Drake is rewriting this whole narrative here
Nah,
now.
nah.
Like, what?
Well, first of all, Drake is reaching.
No.
saying
If
that-
you Drake, you trying to get to the bottom of how he got the info, you blaming it on him. He
Who cares?
Nah. So it's like who
Drake cares.
Like,
Yeah,
we didn't
obviously
get
he
to the
cares.
bottom of Jay-Z and how did Jay-Z meet Nas' baby mom. Like, we didn't get to the bottom of that. No one cared about that. When Jay-Z made Super Ugly talk
Yeah,
about smashing
well, actually, we
and
know-
leaving the condom on the baby seat.
Yeah, we know.
Like there was no rules. There was no holds
And
barred.
Nas didn't say you took it too far, man. There's rules.
No, he
No,
didn't. What he
exactly.
tried to do was lynch Jay-Z on the Summer Jam
Right.
screen. That's what he
So-
tried to
so-
do.
so-
And so Drake responded in a rap or some type of aggressive manner. Don't go on LeBron's show and start crying and complaining about the antics that your opposition. And
A
then
platform
he,
you know that they not going to come at you on.
and he had no words for Push. All his words was for Kanye. And then entire
Right.
interview.
He said Push is a rap purist. I think that's what he used, right? The terminology. He said a
But
purist.
but
or something
but
along the
but,
lines.
but Pusha is the man who has a problem with you. Kanye is saying he loves you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand
just-
why.
That's like ain't that like Charlamagne and them telling Birdman, why I'm the radio guy. Why
Yeah,
don't you
man.
go at Trick Daddy and all
Right,
other
keep
boys?
that same
No,
energy.
he's just saying Drake is just saying that he feels betrayed. That's what he's venting about. The betrayal.
Right, so Push
So
said,
the
guess what?
betrayal
The
should
betrayal
be
comes from
right,
your
right, exactly.
Well,
Thank you, Mike.
no, the
Your
betrayal-
homie 40 is the one that leaked
That's
the
what
tape.
you
but
should
he
be
didn't.
betraying.
But that
So
information
where's all that
the
energy
information
for
that
40 at?
that information didn't come out till after the LeBron James interview. about 40.
Right.
He didn't do the interview once he heard Pusha T saying 40 gave it to me.
Yeah, but it probably would have never came out if Drake didn't go and say,
Thank you.
I went out to Wyoming and I
Right.
told Kanye.
Right. He was just giving his story about how he was betrayed
First
by
of all,
Kanye
let me
West.
ask you this. Let's rewind this, right? Why are you going out there to see another man that you've had some issues with, and he telling you got to tell me everything, give me everything?
What issues had he had with Kanye West up before that?
They been
serious?
throwing little,
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, they've been throwing little, little subliminals back and forth.
No,
yeah, they have.
He's written on the last 3 albums for Kanye West.
Because
what
he's a
issues-
sucker. He keeps going back out there.
And
Nah.
that's
Soon
the
as-
problem. The problem to me is that Drake is still a fan of Kanye,
This is idol.
and he shouldn't be. He's bigger than Kanye. He should not be that way with Kanye at this point in his career.
So after,
Especially, go ahead.
after Kanye invites him out there, this is what happened.
40 went to Wyoming early. And he was like, man, I'm here a day early, man. Something's off. He's
You
like,
just felt it? 40 said that.
yeah, he's like, this guy's working on an album, man. And I was like, for real?
Because he hadn't announced it yet.
He just told me he wanted to work on, he just told me he wanted to give me beats, and he said he wasn't dropping till like October, November, or something like that. And I'm like, it's all good. Let's just go and let's see what it's about. So I went and, ended up pretty much spending majority of my time working on his music, just trying to cook up ideas for him,
For the record, they're laughing at Drake. They're laughing at Drake because he got pimped. You went out there.
Nah, they ain't laughing at Drake.
They're laughing at Drake. They're not going to admit to it, obviously. They're laughing at Drake. You went out there. Drake thinks they're laughing with him. They're not. I'm saying
I have to stop. I have to stop this for a second. As a Drake
Please.
fan, what is the point of this conversation right now? What are we doing?
What do you
are we
mean?
talking about how
What was the point of his conversation on the shop? What was he doing?
He was expressing the beef. That's what he was
we're
doing.
expressing-
We're dissecting it now.
Yeah.
Because in reality,
Because he won't respond in a rap version
He's
like
trying
we
to
would
paint
like.
the
so,
narrative.
But
yeah.
but what narrative? He's been rapping about Kanye, talking exclusively about Kanye. So you guys are saying, why is he not saying anything about Pusha? Because he has no problem with Pusha. Pusha was just doing what Pusha always does.
Are you
Oh, my
kidding me
goodness.
right now?
Nah.
2 birds, 1 stone?
That was about Pusha.
No. He said he's not mad at Pusha for using information that he got to shoot shots at Drake.
No, he's mad at Kanye.
That's
Because
what I'm
he
saying.
thinks Kanye
thinks
provided
Kanye
the
provided
information.
his information.
Right. But
we're all on the same page here.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying as we progress, we realize that 40 or when Pusha T got on and started snitching on Joe Budden's podcast.
What is it? Why do you call it snitching? I don't understand why.
KP, let me ask you this. So if somebody was like, yo, yeah, dude over there, they ain't the one that popped your man. It's actually him right there.
Right.
You still mad at the guy that you think did it?
I'm mad at you, but you telling though.
I'm telling you.
I'm saying for you. Listen.
I'm like, yo, it
This
wasn't
rule-
me. Yo,
he-
KP, honestly, it wasn't me. I ain't
Pusha
take
T-
your laptop.
Pusha T comes from what world? What does he rap about in his music?
Your man gave me your laptop.
What does Pusha T rap about in his music?
Streets.
Exactly. Right.
So
So,
what's up?
he raps about drugs. He talks about the gangster stuff. So at the end of the day, there's no telling.
Ain't no rules.
There
That's-
is
see,
rules.
You going back to this
There's
Drake
no
stuff.
telling. You can't
It
be on
ain't
here
no
saying
telling.
you can't be here saying no. This is my connect right
We
here.
gonna-
No,
we
we don't
gonna-
do that.
We gonna get to this in a little bit.
We don't do that. You don't never reveal the source.
It's more than impact, which we gonna get to.
It's
that
not
in a
about
little bit.
impacting. It doesn't
It
matter.
is.
Why
It
did you
is.
feel the need to clarify?
Why did
where
Drake
you
feel
got the
the, why
information
did
from?
Drake feel the need to pay people to try to get information from Pusha?
'Cause he wants
so
to
I want to
respond.
pay you to snitch.
He wants to respond.
He wants to respond. Go sit down.
I want to pay you to say who's the bigger person. So quote unquote drug kingpin rapper is on here saying no, this is the person who gave me all my information. Look, shut
They
the
never
fuck up.
named anybody.
Well, he did. He said 40.
He said
gave it to
40
him.
gave it to a woman.
Right. He did. He did say that.
Yeah,
That's true.
which is what you
So he
reveal the
didn't-
source.
No, he
No.
didn't.
A woman that he was sleeping with, 40 gave it to her.
First of all, look,
Nobody knows
we
the name of
engaging
that
in a
person.
battle right now, right?
Right.
So obviously, I have no respect for you. You have no respect for me. Why you yelling at my guy, my label boss, my producer? Why you fussing with him? It's your guy, your right hand man that was pillow talking and giving up the information about you,
For the record.
and that's how we got it.
because he sounds disgruntled.
So now, what are you gonna do now?
Look what he do. He's not gonna believe him.
He's
not gonna believe him?
No.
In the back of his mind, dog. Because first of all, I don't believe Drake would just, unless you've been pimped, Just run to Ye and be like, yo, look, I'm having this problem. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. He's trying to paint the narrative like I gave Kanye all that information.
Right,
Kanye gave it to Pusha T.
Listen, when I first heard it, I was very disappointed in Kanye West.
Ooh, really?
Yes, because I'm a Kanye West fan. I still stand with Ye. And then I realized that I thought it was very underhanded. But then after listening to Pusha T give all, paint the narrative about, well, it didn't really come from Kanye. And Kanye was saying, like, I didn't really say anything. You're right. I could have stopped him from making a diss track, but I didn't feel like that's the right thing to do because he said that. He said he could have stopped it and not helped produce it, but he wanted to try to stay out of it. And then and now as you see all of the the puzzle pieces come together, it kind of makes sense that the information came from an outside source. Kanye West saying he ain't saying anything, Pusha T saying that Kanye didn't give me anything, and Drake's like, well, where does this information come from? I feel like it came from Kanye.
Yo, one of the things
It
that
makes
was
sense.
dope is that Angela Lee said on the Breakfast Club a few months ago that it was kind of like in the air though, but there was a female that gave up that information, and so they actually replayed that clip of her saying that, and come to find out, they saying it actually was.
Yeah, I mean, pillow talking. It's been downfall of man for years.
So wait a minute. All right. So you're not concerned with the fact that your right hand might feel a way about you. A guy who you can make the argument is responsible, or at least in part, for your success. What I mean?
Who should feel away?
Who curated your sound? Right, exactly. You don't feel any type. You don't believe that just saying that causes a cloud of doubt in Drake's mind about 40 and vice versa, and maybe now the relationship has a slight crack in it to the point where it might be.
That's like behind the scenes. I mean, or at this point we're all speculating, but reality they could have.
I mean, just as a grown man, like if I found out like a close friend of mine who knows me intimately, like as far as like my personal business and all that stuff is concerned.
I don't think 40 did it out of malice. I think he was just.
Well, he said he was disgruntled about the lack of. If you heard the interview,
I heard it.
He was disgruntled about the lack of recognition.
I feel like the sauce. I feel like that sauce.
If I'm and I said this before, just follow me on this path. If I'm 40, and I've made or if I've contributed to the level of success you've been able to obtain, and I'm responsible for your your signature sound, not only from you but for your entire camp. And every time I turn around, you talking about how bad you want a track from Kanye West. You don't think I would feel a type of way just as a respected producer?
No.
Interesting.
Kanye West got 21 Grammys. Like, Kanye West can produce music.
You don't think this is competition? I mean, these rappers compete. You don't think 40 has ambitions of having 21 Grammys?
I mean, but he got what he stands for himself. Like, he got hot tracks that he made.
But if I got my prize guy always talking about the next person, then why am I?
I would argue to say that he cultivated Drake's sound. Like, Drake's whole sound is due to 40.
I would agree.
Right. Yeah. So, but if he wants to experiment and make beats with other people, I don't see the problem with that. Like, I don't think it's that petty. I think it was a situation where Shorty, he was
ego, bro. Ego, man.
I mean, but it's not really ego. That's if we're pulling your angle, it's not ego. It's jealousy.
But
and
listen,
envy.
this is what I gotta say.
He's just jealous.
Let me
That's
offer
still
this
ego,
idea.
though.
Let me offer this idea. So you 40,
I don't like how you're so relaxed and I'm like leaning over like this.
I'm
That's why he the most relaxed in the room. Kev's holding his mic, Curvin's leaning up, I'm leaning to the right on the side. Mike's just relaxed with his hole in his side. Like, I don't understand this.
Boy, is hating right now, man.
we pulling what you doing right now on Drizzy.
Go ahead. What was you gonna say? Where's your angle?
No, so the opinion I want to offer was this, right? So you 40, right? Your man is Drake is your man allegedly, right? That's your guy. Why are you going to a camp with a chick, right? Being disgruntled, offering information, and because you know Drake, you know the songs "Two Birds, One Stone." You know he got beef with at least one guy in particular that's a part of this camp that you going to hang out with and do music at. Why would you even go there running your mouth about anything about that artist at that particular place?
You think he came out there? I think he came out just happenstance. All these girls, these industry girls, they jump from celeb to celeb.
That was hot gossip right there.
And
Drake got a kid.
What happened?
I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about. I mean, Well, yeah.
So I feel like
about
Push
anything,
probably found out through like an associate who knows, like, yo, 40 messing with, you know what I mean, who I used to mess with, and
Only reason why I can
that's probably
assume
why it
it
came out.
happened there is because Drake said, it's funny if you think about this. I don't know, it could be like a conspiracy theory, but Drake like, yeah, so 40 went out a day early, and then all of a sudden 40 like, nah, man, he's working on the album, like, yeah, it seemed like he's trying to keep you from not going out there all of a sudden, and Drake like, nah, it's cool, whatever, I'm still gonna come out there anyway.
Okay, I see what you're doing there.
It's like Power a little bit. You gotta, it's like, nah.
Oh man, that's actually a better storyline than anything we've seen in Power over the past season.
And
But
Drake
nah,
said it
that's great.
himself, like 40 went out a day early, right?
Right.
And then 40
And Push
nah.
said, listen, when Drake comes, I'm not allowed to. He said in the clip, I'm there from day 1 through 7. You know what I mean? And when Drake comes, I'm not allowed to be there. You know what I mean? Because obviously there's some type of tension or what have you. So, that interesting take.
So at this point, after reviewing all of the information and sitting with the evidence, I realized that
sit with his shirts coming soon.
I realized that I have to move past my anger with Kanye in the situation, because I was legitimately taking everything.
This is a hard battle for you too, because you love Ye, you love Drake.
I mean,
You still love Ye right now?
Yeah, you love Ye.
Yeah, I'm a Ye fan.
Crazy.
I still support Ye.
Interesting.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I can't listen to his music like that.
I mean,
like you
I
said.
think y'all need to grow up. That's what that is. But
Really?
carry on.
We need to grow up.
I'm about to say.
Yeah, I mean, my man has a chemical imbalance. Yo.
Does that make all right? So that allows
That
what he
makes
does.
things
Yeah.
acceptable?
Yeah,
I mean,
don't know.
the only thing that he said crazy at Trump's spot was that when I put on a hat, I feel like a superhero, you're like a dad. But everything else he said over there was,
You're like a dad.
yeah, when he's talking about like a father figure, because which I guess he was just kind of like.
I would argue that there were multiple things
Nah,
he said that
I mean,
were crazy, but
especially
okay.
trying to get the ball out of jail right now, which is kind of like which would be crazy.
Who's the bull?
Larry Hoover.
Larry
Thank
Hoover.
you, Mike. Okay. Okay. I mean, like,
Give it to Mike to know who.
no, I mean, I knew,
He's
but
from
I was,
Chicago. I mean, I forgot his name. I mean, okay, we
No.
talk about the story. It's like what, 2 weeks ago. Just like that's like a year in media spin right now in the media
last
market.
week, but okay.
I don't think
It's hard to listen, even though he has an issue or a condition. That doesn't justify the actions or the antics. And if you support
but that's what the condition does.
Let me ask y'all this, right?
no, because
If
you
we gonna
have to
say-
support it, though.
I'm not saying we support it. It's happening.
Well, exactly. So that's you supporting it by continue.
If we gonna say he has a
Never mind.
condition, right, and then we can hopefully jump off of Ye, but if we gonna say he got a condition, where's his wife?
That's what
his
I was.
family,
That's
like,
what I was
because you can see as a person,
But he doesn't want to take drugs. That's what he doesn't want to do. So we just have to deal with
It's
it.
not even that, man. Your family is there to support you and keep you from doing dumb shit.
Right, but if he
You know what I'm
doesn't,
saying?
I mean, but no one's putting everyone's here to hear Kanye West talk. That's why the camera was there.
That's the problem. That's why that's how you can tell you don't got people around you that love you. For real. Because like no one would allow if you have a serious condition, no one would allow you to put yourself on display like that if they really love you.
I think
Like
he's
my
good.
family would never put me if I had a condition, they're gonna protect me. You think they're protecting him with this?
I think Kanye West is being Kanye and he's expressing himself. And everyone's not gonna like it, but that's what rock stars do, dog. And I always supported Kanye. I always believe he was the last rock star that we had that speaks his mind and say stuff. Even stuff people don't want to hear or agree with, he's gonna say it, and I respect him for that. Where other people have to check with their publicists and
It just has to make sense, man. And
I mean,
the things
but-
he says doesn't make sense.
I mean,
That's the
to
only
a certain
thing.
extent, I mean, there's something
something
you hate or
else
love
that
it.
didn't make sense is it rules to what they got going on
What rules?
to this rap thing,
What are you talking about? You just pulled it to another conversation.
right? Because I'm trying to get off Kanye West.
Yeah,
Let's
Mike
jump
talking
somewhere
about
else.
Drake's comment.
Play the comment, Kev. We got it.
People love to say, like, rap purists and people who just love confrontation, they love to say, hey, man, there's no rules in this shit, but there are fucking rules in this shit.
Of course.
There's no rules. I mean, Styles P was just on what was that? Drink Champs, and they were just talking about there's no rules in this rapping.
There are no rules.
But he just said there were.
Who?
Didn't Drake just say there
I
were?
mean, Drake's entitled to his opinion. I mean, this is.
But there weren't rules when he mentioned Pusha
Virginia
T's
Williams.
wife's name in his response track the day after Pusha's album
Okay,
came out.
so so this trained actor is looking for some sympathy on TV. What you want me to say right now?
He called him a trained actor. Yo,
What you
man.
talking about? I mean, in reality,
it just seemed like to me when Drake doesn't have the upper hand,
Oh yeah.
he gets all upset.
He's
I
flustered.
mean,
Yeah, of course.
And the bad thing
doesn't
about it
matter.
is
He
he's
lost.
had the upper hand for the past 9 years.
So let's circle back to that. Drake did not lose the upper hand. He may have lost his battle, but he won the war. Like, he's still the number one. He's still selling.
I mean,
out.
the war
he lost
was-
the Adidas deal.
So what? What are you talking about? Drake is.
I mean, he's still definitely the biggest rapper or
Put-
artist in
Pusha
music.
T
I
Is
agree.
Drake
Pusha
just
T,
still-
great-
is
great
Drake
job,
st-
Pusha T.
I'm
Does-
sorry. Is Drake still just fighting to be the? Was he not that last year?
When you
Is
lose a
Drake
rap
trying
battle,
is Drake trying
you
to
lose
be bigger
credibility.
than? Is Drake trying to be bigger?
Nah,
than
it
that?
don't work like that for Drake. And Styles said this too, because like
Yeah.
I'm referring to the same interview. Remember, he said it's different rules when it comes to Drake because
He's
Meek
so big.
should have got him out of here with the ghostwriting
Right.
as soon as they found out, and that didn't work.
nothing works for Drake. Drake's untouchable.
I don't believe that.
What you mean you don't believe that? He just
He-
survived 2 battles. What are you talking about?
I mean, he's
of them he
caught.
won.
There's
Huh?
right.
One of the battles he won.
Yeah.
But still 2 battles. Let's be honest. This Pusha T thing, not even remember. I don't even remember what Pusha T even said anymore. It's so irrelevant. Like we got
Drake just made it relevant with the interview.
No,
again.
Pusha T just came on. Great
No.
job, Pusha T. You gave
Pusha
it.
T responded to an
that's
interview
great,
that
but-
came out on
but-
Friday.
but
What
great,
are you talking
great
about?
Pusha T. You sat down here. You talked about it. You didn't get 0 album sales from it. You're still irrelevant. Drake is still going on tour. Drake is still making money.
Pusha T arguably has rap album of the year.
A lot of people feel that way,
Yeah.
and he's causing dissension in the camp. And I don't think you see it because you're a Drake fan.
No,
I get it.
I'm fine with
But
him.
I'm just
you know,
like, yo,
but-
you can't just. It's so calculated in what he's trying to do, even if it's not true.
It could-
Even if it's not true,
it
it's
could be
just
true. It
the
could be
fact
true.
that you planted the seed is what's more important to me because I'm like, oh wow, you never even saw this angle coming.
but
It
here's-
causes a cloud of doubt.
Do you still have that interview? The rest of it, where he talks about, he might have said something that's like a chink in the armor, but you know.
Yeah, oh,
yeah,
play that
but-
part
yeah,
because
like,
that's important.
like-
That's really
Hold on,
important.
before we get to
he
that,
gives him credit. Like, all right, you said what you said. Good, all right, good job. You know what I mean? But it ain't stop nothing.
No, he basically said what he's willing to sacrifice in order to move forward.
Let's go ahead, Kev. What you got, Kev?
I knew something was gonna come up about my kid. They had to add like the deadbeat thing to make it more appealing, which is fine. And I understand that. And even that, I was like, okay. The mom and dad thing, whatever. You don't even know my family. It's like some. But I'm gonna tell you, wishing death on my friend that has MS. I study rap battles for a living. Now, when you mention defenseless people who are sick in the hospital that passed away, that really sent me to a place where, you know, I just believed then and believe now that there's just a price that you have to pay for that. It's over. You're gonna get, someone's gonna fucking punch you in the fucking face. The shit's done, the event's over.
but there's
Someone,
no
not
rules.
me.
I thought we just said there weren't any rules.
But apparently they are when Drake is losing.
I mean,
Or when 40's involved. Which makes the 40 comment so much more perfect.
Oh,
like
it does. It does.
it really
Yeah.
does.
I
Because you
mean-
really went out on you basically said that's the line that sent you off. And it
That's
comes
the
back
line.
to-
Yeah, that's the
You know
line
what
in
I
the
mean?
sand.
Yeah.
And
And
come
here's
to
the
find
person
out.
that betrayed.
And come to
I
find out
mean,
he's the one to betray you. Like,
we got-
come
we got-
on.
we
Yo,
need to
what
see some
I
receipts.
was saying to Greg and Mike yesterday, what if that's not really true and Pusha T, that's like the chess move for him where he just kind of he put that out because he
Don't
went on
matter.
like the biggest platform to do the interview, right? The Buddens podcast is a really big platform, so he puts that out there and says, "Oh yeah, I got that information from 40 just to call, stir the
Stir the pot.
feathers or stir the pot." and
Absolutely.
move
Yo,
it
but hold
along.
on, before all this began, right? Let me ask, and I'm gonna ask KP this, right? What was the point of Drake going on the shop to talk about this? Because it's months, like you said, it's been over for a couple months. Like it's been silence. Hold on, let me finish.
He's been dissing him. He's been coming at Ye, and he's been kind of like taking shots and playing
Drake has.
nonstop. Yeah, playing nonstop. My favorite song, and Mob Ties for at every concert and always saying stuff. So they're kind of like just give us the background for people who don't know. And he gave him a speech.
But why? Here's my thing. Why? Because
he's not going to
you
be
might
on,
as well.
He's not going to be on Joe Budden.
Hold on. Here's my thing. You might as well had. Yeah, he's not gonna be on Joe Budden's because he know they may ask him questions.
I actually think he'll eventually make his way onto that.
Of course,
show.
Joe Budden appreciates Drake actually, which is pretty interesting that he has to stop by.
But-
They're almost setting it up for it.
I don't think he's gonna do it.
I don't think he's gonna do it either.
Yeah,
I think Drake did what he's gonna go like he did to LeBron and Maverick because he knows that they not going to do anything to make him look bad. So he felt 100% comfortable. You could even tell how he was chilling, how he was sitting. He felt 1,000% comfortable.
I don't.
But back to my initial,
he's telling a story. What do you mean? Look
my
bad.
initial,
I'm so
my
confused
initial.
right now.
No, they're not gonna ask him. Like, he's not gonna go on the Breakfast Club and allow Charlamagne to ask him a question that he's not going to like answering. So he's gonna stay away from that whole platform.
Yeah, he's gonna.
You know,
pick
LeBron
a
is not going. The only thing LeBron checked him on, which he
sunned him on.
He sunned him on, was like, no, what did I tell you?
Yeah.
And Drake was looking like his son.
You
That's like I talk to my kids. What I tell you about one of them cookies? You said, no, I told you get them dishes done before you go outside.
What I'm shocked about is why is LeBron a rap authority?
He's a hip hop historian.
Because Drake allowed him to be. Drake should have said, "I'm the rapper." What are you talking about?
You've seen the videos too of like LeBron working out to
Daytona.
Of course, yeah. If you know, you know. He said, like, listen, selfishly, I wanted a response, but you can never let your dad down, son. That's exactly what it is.
But no,
that's how it sounded like.
My thing is, if Drake, if you're gonna go on that platform, right, which is cool, I'm not knocking it. If you're gonna give a backdrop, you're gonna bring it back up again, bring out that record. That's all. Bring the music with it.
And don't say that you got something in the tuck that, would have made you look a certain type of way and you would be okay with wearing this chink in your armor to hip hop purists or whatever. Like, come on, man. Like, if you respected the culture like that, then you would never want to wear that chink in your armor. You will respect the history of the fact that if someone calls you out, you got to respond. Like, don't give me that bullshit just because you're the top artist in the game that you can live with this. No.
Well, here's my thing, man, and this is what I understand. We're trying to dissect it, but this changed nothing. It ain't stopped $1 for Drake. If anything, he probably brought more money.
That's the cop-out answer.
What you mean cop-out answer?
It's the cop-out answer.
Listen, back in the day,
then why go do the interview with LeBron? Like, what's the point?
Because he could say what he want to say because he's Drake. But at the end of the day, back in the day when people said stuff, there were repercussions. You might have lost fans. You took L's in a rap battle. You wasn't hot anymore. Like, Jay had to fall back for a little bit because Nas had took over as a king of New York when he dropped Ether. And then Jay came back with the Blueprint 2. And it was, trying to build momentum. Ultimately, he won. But Drake took a L from Pusha for like, what, a week? 2 weeks? And then that was it. And then I was like, he's not even relevant anymore.
I just feel like Pusha ain't bring this back up. Drake did.
I mean,
Push had moved on. Push released the Son of Adion. I haven't heard Push really talk about this proactively unless someone asks him about it.
The record, and he's on tour.
He don't need He's not promoting this beef with Drake. He said what he had to say, and Drake never responded, and he moved on.
I'm just saying.
So, like, for us to get on Push, I'm like, all Push did was go on Joe Budden and defend his name. No, this is not how it happened. Ye is not where I got the information. Snitching. This is crazy. First of all, snitching only counts if you're doing something to if you both are doing incriminating activity and you tell the authorities on the other person.
No,
I don't know if I'm beefing with somebody in a different camp. That's not snitching. If I'm beefing with you, I don't like you. You know what I mean? I'm not calling the feds on you. I'm calling you out. That's all it is. I'm not snitching. And he still didn't give up this source. He only said something that's going to hurt your camp, which is what I would do. I would say something that's going to hurt your camp. It's not snitching. I didn't give up my source.
I forgot I'm in a room full of Pusha fans. What's the next topic? I'm done with this.
It's hard to defend. I know. I get it.
Fans,
I understand it.
Yo,
it's
we're
hard
all
to defend.
fans of music, I would like to believe.
Yeah, it's hard to defend.
You just got a crazier love.
If you was, then you wouldn't be coming at Drake's neck like that because he makes good music.
I'm not. No, I ain't say nothing about his music.
I just complimented Scorpion's album.
I didn't say you. I said the hater.
The hater. The hater was the only one at the concert once again.
For your
You
daughter.
should have been there on stage.
I don't do live music like that, man.
You don't do live music, but he was at the Purple Rain concert last night.
Right, I never heard of this artist until last night, so it was something new.
So you sound like Drake right now. I don't do live music.
He rewriting the rules. It's all good.
Right. I don't do live music for music I've heard already. I like the studio sound better. But this is the first time I heard you, and it's a live concert.
This is what I will say. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I like Drake, but I liked him a little bit more after being at the concert, hearing the music live, and just seeing how he put on a good show.
That's good.
He was humbled in Philly, you know what I mean, for whatever reason. He gave extra. Well, why are you looking like that?
I'm listening to the shit.
No, he was very humble. Brought Meek out. You know what I mean? He did his thing. I couldn't say nothing bad about it.
The only thing the only thing that I appreciate about all this, and the lesson that Drake should learn, is let's stop with this boys club bullshit. Like, it's not supposed to be everybody love everybody. This is not that.
But this is the guy that makes up with everybody.
No, but that's
And forgives everybody.
But I'm just saying that it's a good lesson for you to learn. Like, don't come in here and think it is sweet. Like, that's not shit like this would never happen in the 90s and 2000s. Like, get out of here.
Because nobody got along.
That's the whole. And that was one of the best era of music.
Yeah.
That's so it's competition. There's no competition here where we friends.
I hope he didn't air his feelings out to Chris Brown when they linked back up.
I'm pretty sure they talked it out. They hashed it out about Riri, and then called it a day. That's where the beef was.
I doubt. I don't think Chris Brown would.
With Karuchi.
I don't think Chris Brown would have been like. I think, and I don't know either one of these guys, but from the appearance I get, I don't think Chris Brown would be like, "Hey, let's talk about my ex from 10 years ago."
I think they would have talked about whatever they had drama about to hash it out, say we good, like men do.
Talk about that
More
bottle
like,
stone.
whatever was that happened in the past. Let's just move on.
Why are we even talking about it?
Yeah, that's exactly.
I mean, to some things are better. Some things are better left never said, and some things you have to say out loud. If there was beef, bottle thrown, people got arrested. It was like almost like court. Like, we good, everything's cool, yada yada yada. Pound it up. Let's make some music. That's what it is.
Then he can
get to the money.
He can go mess up. So he can go make up with Kanye ASAP. Then
Of course he can.
I found it interesting that there was no Kendrick appearance in LA. Okay. I love the silence.
You think there's tension there?
There's always been tension there since Good
Drake
Kid,
took
Mad City.
Kendrick on tour.
Yeah, and what has he done since then?
What does he need to do? He's not like
why does he need
the
because
guy giving out favors.
Why does he have to bow down to Kendrick? He's bigger.
No, time out. That's the competition part I was talking about, right? Because you just
Where's
said
the pause
earlier.
drop?
Yeah, yo. That's a good one.
You're in hopeful zone right now.
Oh man, no, but no, you were saying there's no competition. I would argue there is between the top 3 guys in rap, and that's J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. They never Drake will never drop an album around the time that Kendrick is releasing or J. Cole is releasing.
I think Kendrick and J. Cole like compete. It's like friendly competition.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, they're cordial. They'll make music together. Kendrick and Drake haven't made anything since Poetic Justice. Yeah.
J. Cole and Drake had that Jodeci freestyle a couple years ago.
How long ago was that?
The same time that the Versace remix came out with Drake.
Migos? That's like Migos debut. That's like 5 years ago at least.
Probably.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, because isn't he on Take Care? Take Care is a long time ago.
He has his own verse on Take Care. Kendrick does.
Yeah, he has a whole song.
Yeah, he has his own song. He's like Drake.
I skip that song all the time.
I'll be like, yo, this is the realest song on the album.
That's a hater right there.
Finally, I get some real bars for a chance. All this lovey-dovey shit.
All the time.
Well, yo, speaking of, hold on,
because if I want to listen to Nicki Minaj, I'll listen to Nicki Minaj.
The BET Awards. The BET Awards were the other night, right?
You brought up Nicki though. You want to talk about BET or you want to talk about Nicki?
We can talk about the BET Awards real quick.
That's fine.
Because the BET Awards, did anyone watch the BET Awards?
No.
Negative.
No?
It's BET.
I don't watch BET.
What is he talking about?
I said that before. I can't even be mad at him because I say that all the time.
So BET gave Kendrick Lyricist of the Year.
He had no project at all this year.
But they gave him Lyricist of the Year.
I mean, they didn't want to.
Kendrick had some bars out this year.
What?
Yeah, no album though.
Yeah,
Damn
he had
came
some
out.
bars out.
Maybe it was overdue.
They just need you to have something at least
Come on,
so they can
bro.
put.
No, come on.
He had bars on the what's it called soundtrack, didn't he?
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
All right, well,
Yeah,
it came out this year.
Come on, man.
Actually, he EP'd it, didn't he?
He did.
Why
I
did-
told you I like that album. It's one of my favorite
All right,
albums
well,
of the year.
he was on it. It was music that came out this
Why
year.
are we even talking about BET? Like,
Because there was an award show.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
Way to be supportive of the culture.
culture.
Jesus, bro.
That sold out network.
He said they sold out years ago.
MTV owns that network. Don't believe nothing you see on there.
They gave the Carters Album of the Year.
Great choice.
You know what? And they showed up, and Jay-Z got on stage and got it right.
Nope.
Exactly.
They didn't show up.
Right.
Irrelevant.
What do you mean?
If they even dreamed about Jay-Z showing up, they better
Right.
wake up.
No
and
stars come to
apologize.
that building. There's a bunch of B-listers in there.
B-listers, huh? Interesting. I didn't watch anything else of it outside of the Vic Mensa stuff. You know what I mean? The response or the
Yeah, that B-listers was crazy though. He just said because I'm thinking to myself, the only people that wasn't there probably was what
I can't say Cardi, who's gonna be at the Super Bowl, is a B-list at this point.
I mean, I could say that because A-lister turned it down.
Yo,
Rihanna turned it down.
I'm thinking to myself like,
She
besides
ripped. Her performance was amazing.
said
really,
vignette?
she was out of breath and off tune. I saw that.
You just told me you didn't watch it.
I saw a
first of
clip
all, who cares about her singing or rapping?
Yeah, okay.
Her
yeah.
He had the performance of the night.
Yeah.
because she was twerking. Come on, man.
Either her or Duval.
I'm sorry, I
Shut
thought
the
this was
show
4
down.
men here.
Yeah, I think,
I thought it was 4 men.
We still hyper for twerking.
She looked good at what she was doing.
Right.
And that song's a banger too.
Yeah.
I like the backing it up. The party, Fontaine. He's a good artist. He's a dope artist. I rock him with yo. You said Rihanna turned what down?
She turned the
Super
Super Bowl down.
Yeah, I seen
and
that.
A-lister turned it down. That's what A-listers do.
Is it Maroon 5 doing the Super Bowl?
Apparently they asked Rihanna, and Rihanna said hell no. So before they got to Maroon 5.
Is Maroon 5 not an A-list?
Maroon 5 is an A-lister where? In what genre? What we talking about right now?
Do we need to name a specific genre? I'm
It's-
saying
if we're
known
talking about-
artists.
If we're talking about hip hop,
I mean, obviously Maroon 5 doesn't have a hip hop album. out.
if so Maroon 5
Christ.
would be F-listers then at that point. We're talking about hip
But
hop.
we were talking about
Has
the Super
any
Bowl.
hip hop
dude.
artist ever done the Super Bowl?
Yeah, like I mean, I thought that's that's what we were
Janet
talking
Jackson.
about. What?
Get the fuck
What?
out of here,
Janet
Jackson's
Jackson's a hip hop artist?
That's not what Rihanna Janet Jackson is.
No.
Justin
What the
Timberlake is. Justin
Yo,
Timberlake's
hold
not
on.
hip-hop.
Let me hold on. Let me get
fall-
this.
hip
they
hop,
don't-
not
they don't
pop
fall-
Time out.
They don't
Let me
fall
get
into
this.
that category?
No, let me get this one.
Timberland didn't produce that.
Time out.
A
Time out.
A
Just
hip hop
because
producer didn't produce.
Curving. Just because she's
Timberlake
black
produced
doesn't mean they're
Nelly
hip hop,
Furtado's
bro.
album, too. Is she a
Huh?
hip-hop
Just because
artist?
just because she's black doesn't make her hip hop. Okay.
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson is not a hip hop artist. Has never been a hip hop
R&B
artist.
pop.
Right. Like what do
R&B's part of hip hop, bro.
No, if I go on Spotify right now and I browse categories, it's hip hop. That's one category, and then R&B is a
Show
completely
me-
separate category.
Kev, you had to list up the other day. What R&B artist won at the Hip Hop Awards yesterday?
What?
I
BT is
just
not
wanna
even.
know. Well, I'm just saying. You said it's hip hop, so I would assume BET would know R&B artists that actually, are hip hop artists.
Okay,
so
I guess they're
is
part of
there,
the
is there
genre.
at least one? I mean, just anybody outside of Beyonce's, membership of the Carters.
Nah.
Thank you. Okay. All right. So we can conclude that R&B is not a part of hip hop. It's a different genre altogether.
It was the Hip Hop Awards.
I thought so.
Yeah.
So, but according to Curve P,
Do they have an
R&B
R&B award
is
show?
part of the Hip Hop Awards. I think it's every other awards show but the Hip Hop Awards. Yes, they have an R&B component. They have adult contemporary. They have pop, who that's considered partially R&B. Like, yeah.
I mean, go ahead, carry on. I could care less about what anything BET does.
Okay. Well, there you go. I was segueing to the Extension diss line from Vic Mensa,
Who
but
cares about the guy trying to find relevancy? Like,
I would agree.
Yo, what do you want to talk about?
I'm just saying it's irrelevant. It's so much irrelevant nonsense. Like, there's such a reach
Answer
for
my
him.
question, dog.
Whatever topics we have, I'm here for it.
you know, every topic we've
Yeah,
mentioned,
you
you're
ain't
like,
here
I
for
don't want to
shit.
talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't want
I'm
to
just
talk
saying
about it.
it's such nonsense for Vince to do that. Like, come on, like people who know better. What are you doing it for? Like, I'm not even gonna give him the time of day to give him the talk or to talk him up because it's such nonsense for him to even do that. Like, makes absolutely no sense to even make a line about him.
Explain to me what he did, because I didn't really get the full scope of it.
He just he rapped the bar about X, dying. He said
He doesn't big up people that beat women.
domestic violence and all this other stuff, and he made a reference to him, dying though.
Yeah,
so,
they blurred it out, but
yeah.
What
so,
did he say? Did anybody know what he said? though?
yeah, you
Reference?
said,
What
Kev
he
sent
say?
it in the text. He sent the verbal in the text, but like to hear him spit it, I didn't hear him spit it. But either way, I mean, it's just not appropriate. I actually agree with Curve P on it. It's not appropriate.
Yeah, like I don't even want to give him time right now for the
you
nonsense.
say your favorite rapper is a domestic abuser. Name a single Vic Mensa song, XXX. We all know you won't live that long. I don't respect posthumously. Homicide ain't new to me. Catch up with academics at your eulogy.
Yeah, I mean that's
Come on,
that's just distasteful at this point.
Yeah.
That's all I
I
was saying.
got you.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not. If you feel a way about people who beat women and domestic violence, that's one thing.
You could have said that without saying X.
Exactly.
I got
There's
you.
100 people alive that did.
Streets killed Zimmerman. Killed X and let Zimmerman live, right?
That's
Yeah,
what
that's
Hov
the
said.
Hov line.
Yeah, that's what Hov
The
said.
BET ciphers,
Hip-hop
they were
said.
alright though. I like the female one was cool that Erykah Badu did.
Mm-hmm.
She spit a verse on it, which was she DJ'd it, spit a verse, and then they had the girl Bree Steves from Philly on there. G Herbo was on the Triple X one.
That's what's up.
He ripped that one too.
What's that other girl? I heard her rap. I thought it was kind of bad. She normally raps good. She's like Puffy Baxter. She kind of, I think she's like Muslim or something.
Queen Naja.
Yeah.
Queen Naja.
Queen Naja. Oh yeah.
Was
Okay.
she? Is her name?
Was she on there?
Where's she from?
She from New York, I think.
Is she? I know she's on that. She be.
I know who you're talking about. The girl with her hair wrap.
Yeah, she had a hair
she
wrap.
killed it.
I
She
didn't
was on the Bree Steves one.
She really was on there. Oh damn!
I
All
saw
right,
the
now I
clip
gotta
of it.
look that one up. Yeah, I like her. I think she's really dope. She's good. That's what's up. A lot of dead air all of a sudden.
Find 2 topics. Here.
Yeah, we trying to talk about the BET Hiphop Awards. I want to talk about this whole Nicki thing with Quavo. You know what I mean? Like, did you hear the Honcho album? By
Yeah,
any chance?
I heard that track though. I did
That
hear
one
the
was
track.
trash.
I didn't. I still haven't listened to the album.
It's 19 songs.
I can't listen to Quavo for 19
I heard the
tracks.
first. I think I heard the first 5. I mean, production was kind of cool on the first 5. It's like something that you can.
It's just too many. It's too many songs of him. Like, give me 11. I could do like
Once
11
again, Kev,
songs of
It's
him.
how
See, the difference between me and you is that I know I'm not going through all of them. You would have wanted to at least give it the opportunity to go through all of them.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I
gotta
give
give
it
it
a
one
chance.
I'm not. I already know off the
I
rip.
was sitting with it.
There's no way. You can't sit with that.
You know
See,
what's crazy?
that-
You know what's funny is I can't do too much trap music. Like, and I like trap, but I just can't do like all
Yeah,
trap.
You can't do like a whole album of it.
I can't do a whole album. Like when I was listening to Usher do like this trap vibe, I'm like, what's going on, bro?
Ooh.
You-
Oh, we're gonna get
let's
to
get
that.
into
Nah,
it.
we want to go
You
to
a
this
legend.
Quavo
Wait,
stuff
hold on,
first.
hold on. We'll get
stay
there.
in your class, son. Homie, like, what you
Yeah,
doing?
yes. Hold that thought. But what was your thoughts on the response that Quavo had for Nicki though?
I thought it was, clever, and he's just trying to. If I'm a rapper, and I'm
Nicki
going
gave
back,
him a bar.
Right, but-
he gave her a song.
right, but
And not even a bad bar. Like it was just like, yo, something about you rapping in Karuchi. I'm trying to take you something light.
it was
real
something
light.
like. But here's the thing right here, right? I want to do numbers. Queen Radio does numbers. So if I say something about Nicki,
People still listening?
yeah. If I say something about Nicki,
No, hold on, Kev. Is people still listening? to Queen
That's
Radio?
clown shit.
And are they still listening? to
that's how you
Queen?
feel. But people,
Nah, people still listen to Queen
yeah,
Radio.
All right. I gotta hear it from Kev because
Yeah,
Cause
I
if
don't
KP
even think she
supports
addressed
somebody-
it though on the because she attacked Stone on it last
Right.
week.
Yeah,
so,
she
but
attacked
that was
Stone.
probably I think it was pre-recorded.
Yeah, it could have been
Right.
pre-recorded.
Right, no, I'm just saying though, if I'm him, strategically, I'm like, maybe I could start some Nicki Minaj controversy, which would get me more plays and more people listen to it. Because if Nicki addresses it on here, people might want to go listen to it,
get your streams up a little
get
bit.
your streams up a little bit. Because in reality, she gave you not even 6 seconds, and you gave her 3 minutes, with a whole lot of ad-libbing.
Maybe he had a story to tell.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he had something to share.
And then Safari's nut ass jumps right on it in the video, just like, yeah, this is hot. Like, come on, you guys. It's almost like it's planned. Like let's come at Nicki so she can respond, and then we all get our money.
Who does that make look bad? Like Nicki came out with the Barbie Dreams, where we thought she was jokingly talking about how she's smashing rappers in the industry. At least we thought.
Yeah, I know.
And then when we start really dissecting it, you got Quavo who's claiming things and providing some semi receipts with the whole Chanel bag little scenario. You got Meek, who we know that she smashed. We got Safari, who we know that she smashed before Meek. We got rumors of a future smashing. I mean, Nicki out here looking like Ho Happy Jackie for real.
These are all big artists though.
Listen, dog.
So you gotta stand next to these big
Nas.
artists to get your.
Do you
forgot
stand
about
next to him,
Nas.
or you
No,
you-
but I mean, you know what I mean.
sit underneath him, or you, know what I'm saying? Or you back it up on him? I mean, like, what are you doing? You know
Nicki
what I mean?
needed a hit record.
How bad did she need that hit right?
Did she get the hit first and then the record? Do you get the hit first
Yo,
and
stop
then give her the record, or what?
Dog, stop implying that. She did her thing. If we ain't got no receipts, I'm not gonna go down the rumor mill with Nicki, because some of the stuff she did, she earned. So,
What do you mean?
like I'm saying, like
Oh, she earned all of it.
she
Nobody
earned,
said
she
earned
her
that
success.
stuff.
So I'm not gonna say she smashed her way.
No.
Even if she
We
did,
ain't
she
saying
earned that
that.
shit.
We just
I mean-
saying she made her way through the industry a little bit.
Yeah,
No,
and-
I don't think
That's
so.
all.
No, she's
And
not
it-
I don't
J-Lo.
think so.
Well, wait a minute. The difference with Nicki, it would be that Nicki left her situation when she got established, right? And she decided to maybe indulge with other mainstream artists after she became the big name in the game. She's the top girl on the chart.
So at that point, she date who she want.
I mean, well, that's where the question comes in, because in my opinion, if you reach a certain stature, I believe that maybe you should be a little bit more selective in who you decide to lay with.
Actually, I think she picked Meek, who was like coming up right then and there. It looked like it would have been a good.
I think she genuinely liked Meek. I mean, she
me
said
too.
it for a while.
And I think it was a good look too for the both of them at that time.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know.
Like
about
they
that.
were like,
I
the
think she
two-
did more good for Meek.
Why not?
Then vice
I don't
versa.
think that was a good.
Took him on tour.
Of course, what are you talking about? He got more fans because of her.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel you.
like her,
She was
her
the
fans were his
bigger act.
fans. I agree with KP on that.
No, I know she's the bigger act. I just don't believe that he should align himself with her.
What
I
are you
just don't.
talking about? That's the big.
I'm with
that's
Ross.
the biggest
I'm with
girl in
Ross.
the game.
Ross said it first. He said it best. I told Meek I wouldn't trust Nicki. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. I'm like, I
that
don't
was
really
like the
know
first
that.
bar on the album.
Yeah, I'm saying
Yeah,
right.
it was like
Yeah,
it
right.
was
It's
the
like, yo,
first
let me.
verse,
I
at
want.
least.
Yeah, I want to start this off correct. Yo, just for the record, I told that boy not to trust her. You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
but ultimately, I'm still, maybe I'm hazy on the situation, but I don't even know why they broke up. Like,
I think it had something to do with an alleged cheating incident with Meek. But,
yeah,
you
so
know.
like you did her dirty, not the other way around. Shorty was riding for you. She was talking to the judge for you. Like, why you?
Well, Meek said
I
it
thought
didn't work that way.
Yeah, I thought he developed a huge problem when he was with her. An addiction and all this other stuff. He was on the opioid pills and all that stuff.
You can make her the bad girl. I mean, it's cool.
I'm not trying to make her the bad girl. I'm just saying, like, that maybe wasn't the best thing for him. Like, just because you don't disagree with a move someone makes doesn't mean you're mad at them. It's just like, yo, maybe that wasn't a good situation for them to be in.
I think he absolutely leveled
For
up.
both of them.
It leveled up it was a 100% level up for me. That was a level up.
I think it was a good look I think it was a good look too. Now, like I said, I think she genuinely liked dude.
100% was riding
It just
for
so
him,
happened
and
that
he leveled up.
But you know what?
crazy.
Sometimes it seemed like her nose be in the air a little heavy, and I guess
Like on the Flex interview.
yeah, like who pulls out a mirror and they all in a mirror, and then she was in another interview
She's
with
a
this
Barbie.
goofy ass looking mirror. First of all, stop defending every single thing. Like, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not defending it.
Like,
I'm just
she looked
saying.
nutty for
I'm
it.
just
She's a
saying
Barbie.
that that's what.
Ain't-
First of all, I don't know
That's
if you've
the
been around
vibe.
some women recently, but they be fixing their hair every moment they get. This is what they do to try
So
to give
let me
off
ask
this
you this, 'cause
vibe
I'm-
Certain women.
that they're full of themselves. Like so
So hold on, so let me get this straight, because I'm not in the streets. Let's make that clear.
that's probably
I'm not in the streets
No, you're
right
not.
now.
No, you're
But
those type of women.
You mean to tell me that on your adventures out, there's young ladies that's pulling out a full size mirror or whatever the hell it is on wherever y'all eating at, put it on the table, fixing her hair while she talking to you, like flagging
Yes,
you off.
yes, I've seen girls.
Damn, dog. You
pull-
out here like
pull,
that?
Pull
Like,
mirrors out, not full fledged, but pull mirrors out and want to reapply makeup right out in the open, not like going to the bathroom. The etiquette is gone. These chicks want to be keeping themselves.
That's clown shit.
These girls want to be keeping themselves up tip top all the time. These self-absorbed chicks, they're out here.
Well, you looking in the wrong area.
I'm not saying I'm looking for them.
Stop
I just
getting out
think
them
I've seen it.
bracelets.
The funny thing is, like, yo, yeah, I ain't gonna say they don't exist, but at the same time, like, it's who you would choose to associate yourself with. Meek is a down to earth. Like, you see Meek posting videos of boys, popping, willies in the street. Like, he's more of a down to earth, for the people type of person. Nicki does not present herself as that type of an individual.
He went
So
for high
that's
maintenance and got high maintenance.
So
That's what she is.
That's
You
so
can't-
all I said was maybe they don't mesh. You know what I mean? As a result, Nicki want to be high maintenance and high class and above the people, and Meek want to be for the people and about the people, and you know what I mean. So just because they have different agendas doesn't mean that they have to mix, and it doesn't mean that she's doing more for him, which I didn't believe, because I believe Meek had a following that didn't necessarily need a Nicki to catapult his career. He already had a high trajectory. He didn't need that. Like, I felt like he was going for the Jay and Beyonce thing a little bit too soon, man.
That's exactly what he's going
Get
for.
popping first. You know what I mean? Just keep working on your own joints. You coming out with good music. Like, keep that momentum rolling.
The Joe was best thing to happen for him, because after that, Nicki, he was being all petty, and we got to see emotional Meek all over again, and then he.
I don't know if I said it. Going to jail was.
I wanted to see where he was going with it.
Yeah.
Let him finish.
It was him going to jail and not coming out being the spokesperson for what's going on with the jail system and getting all the support he get. That was great, because he was not going to be that person if he didn't get locked up. He was going to continue to be this petty, emotional ass dude that he is.
The only thing I think jail did for him was get him off whatever he was addicted to. That was having him acting nutty in the first place.
Right. Well, so we'll chalk it up to some.
And I do believe
we'll
that
chalk it up to chemical imbalance, like Kanye. There we go. Carry on.
One is medicated, one is not. But okay,
Both of them cause chemical imbalances. That's all we're talking about right now. That's all we're talking about. A chemical
one's
imbalance.
medicated, one's not. But okay, all right.
So on top of the Quavo album last week, we had a bunch of other new music that came out. Mike's man from the ATL dropped a new album.
My man. I like how y'all do this.
Usher, baby.
Mind you, Kev was the first person to send a text to be like, yo, that Usher out and it's hot.
I'm up listening. Midnight tonight. I'll be up listening to everything that drops.
I think Usher deserves that kind of respect. He's a legend.
I
How
agree.
did you feel about the album?
It was a little trappy. I don't feel like he shouldn't had to do it, but I guess I understand why he did it.
I don't. Why did he do it? Can you help me understand that?
Because the A is trap music right now, so that's all that's coming out of there.
Yeah, but why do you're 40 years old?
Okay,
Who you making that music for?
he's trying to be relevant.
To who? Right. I think what we're trying to say is like certain artists have established themselves to have a base, have a fan. Usher got a fan base.
Usher had some very nasty press about him circling around before he dropped some music.
It don't have anything to do with me not listening to his music.
You're right.
I mean, for
And
you,
it didn't have anything to do with music. It had stuff to do about him.
and his behavior. So and I'm sorry, but women.
So a trap
are
album
here
is
for-
going to make that.
That don't support that behavior.
Maybe he was trying to get the male fans because the women fans were like, we're not here for the R&B if you out here burning chicks with herpes. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, R&B, you normally you're
always
going
gonna
for the
get
female
Yeah.
first.
Right. So but this is just trappy. This is a trappy kind of rappy album. Wasn't really too.
Well, let's be clear. I like 3 of the songs on there.
Wait, man. Now it's back down to 3 because I thought it was 3.5.
No, hold on. I said hands down. Hold on.
Okay.
I said hands down. I like 3 of the songs on there.
Okay.
It is 3 in the possible.
I like
But
that.
I like.
I know
I
that
like,
I'm
go
never
bored
gonna
with
get,
that, dog.
I can't go bored. With it.
Can't go
Damn.
forward with that.
Well, hey, Usher got I need that R&B Usher.
You're never gonna get Confessions Usher again.
No,
It's not.
I'm cool.
But you
with
don't
that.
need that.
You don't need art
You
confessions.
need-
like let's people don't work this hard to stay the same, Kev. We gotta appreciate the growth. You know what I'm saying?
Every
That's
album
not
that
growth.
Usher drops, dog.
That's not
People
growth.
compare it to Confessions.
Well, time out. You think trappy music is growth for
No,
Usher?
I'm saying that him experimenting is growth. Him trying something different.
He's done stuff like this before.
He did. What's the other album that came out with the Such a Good Kisser on there? That was not a bad album.
Like that's what I'm saying. He stepped outside of his lane. Like all the other songs, even leading up to this album, all the other albums still had that adult contemporary R&B feel to it. You know what I mean? That Moving Mountains joint. There's a couple joints he's put out that has that whole little. And then you make a hard left at 40. At 40 now you want to go back to being 20?
Maybe it's a
Come
midlife
on, bruh.
crisis. I don't know. But
That's what it sounds
I can't
like.
speak for Usher. I'm just
That's
saying.
that's probably the most prolific thing you said all night. Maybe it's a midlife crisis.
That is true.
Yeah,
No,
that's probably right.
I don't know because I saw. You know, it's funny because when I watched the pictures of him cheering, I was like, bro, he literally got a racing track in his head. Well, imports. Like,
Come
let's
on,
go.
man.
Let's go.
Right, yeah, I mean, he probably got a blonde tip or something.
He
Come
got-
on, Usher.
Yo,
Chill
shit.
out, man. Like, yo, go back to normal Usher, My Way, 8701, all
No,
that.
we don't
Yeah,
want
I
you
mean,
to go back.
Confession.
Keep making music.
Nah,
Just
man.
don't stray too far.
Just keep
away
it
from home.
R&B-ish, right? Like, so I look at other artists who age. I look at Kells. I've been championing this Tank project from last year. These guys are aging gracefully, man. Just make music.
The
I don't know
thing
if
with the
Kells
Usher thing is
aging-
this. The
I don't know
thing,
if R. Kelly's aging a little too
Yeah.
gracefully.
the thing with
You
the
say
Usher
what you want
album-
about Kells. Kells still makes music. You don't like.
He
We
makes
don't like
music
Kells.
for his fans, his core base.
He makes music. He dates outside of his core base, but he makes music for his core base.
He
Absolutely.
dates the children of the core base. But
There you
carry
go.
on.
There you go.
But nah, I'm thinking the thing about
Kelly
the
should
Usher
be making
album is
Usher type
this.
music. That's funny. I'm sorry.
Usher's joint is it ain't even about the beats. It's the lyrics is nutty on some of them joints.
Who you been texting lately?
Huh? Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not singing it, but that's what he starts
You know
the
what I mean?
record off
It's,
with that.
it's just like, yeah, one of them is just like that's what made it the songs that I don't feel.
You know what? Maybe this might be him writing. You never know because he's always been.
Oh man.
This
Oh
might
man.
be.
His pen got to be a little bit better than that because check it out.
I don't know.
I mean, well, shoot. No, I mean, I would expect it to, just because, like,
He's been
even
around
if,
that long
even
enough.
exactly,
He's been around for a minute, but
even if you're
Since he
not
was a
writing,
child,
but
you've
people
been
wrote
around.
the music for him though.
Ah, you're right.
Right.
This might be like, you know,
but
what, I
just
came on
being
my
in
project.
the environment though, it's not like I think
You gotta pick some of that up.
But he's in the trap
your
environment
own.
right now.
yeah, because it's
This
not like
smell
Usher
trap.
just showing.
No,
I mean,
he's
I
in
know,
the trap environment because he's with Zaytoven. Like, what the fuck? Why are you
Yeah.
making beats with Zaytoven? Like, why
First
are
of
you
all,
letting
Zaytoven's
Zaytoven
hot.
produce?
That's not. That's
Yeah,
not,
No.
shade at all.
Zaytoven's not
He
for
makes
you,
great
though.
music.
Come on, man.
That's
Like,
what
that's
I'm
not
trying
for
to
you.
say.
Greg,
But he's
what
in
I'm
it.
saying is
He
this.
probably said, "Give me the hottest Atlanta producer," you know, and Atlanta music's doing nothing but trap. We got nothing but trap coming out of A.
I think Zaytoven did a good job giving him like beats. Zaytoven said, "I'm not writing those songs though." I think Usher
maybe
probably
he
would have
did.
did.
We gotta check the credits on these.
That'd be
jokes.
like Escape's new album being produced by Mike Will Made It. Like, come on, man. What are we doing?
They got it. You
know what
said,
I'm saying?
hold on.
Like, what are we
Last
doing?
week, you said, why didn't JD let them write? Because obviously they can write because they had no scrubs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so why not Mike Will do the beats and let them write? That's probably what it would sound like. Like I guess that's what Usher sound like.
But
Nobody's
Escape is-
writing.
JD is smart enough to be like, oh, hell no.
Not out of my budget.
Yeah,
He's probably like,
exactly.
nah.
Right.
But
No, we're not doing
Usher
that.
got his own budget, I guess, with him and Zay. Is like, yo,
But it
Zay,
doesn't, like, JD would step in from a sound standpoint, be like, listen, we not here yet. Y'all not 40-something-year-old women out here, you know, trying to, you know, drop it low and all that and twerk and no, we're not doing that. You know what I mean? Doing what Cardi did on the hip hop. No, we're not. And that's
they
what
can't do that.
And that's what. But that's what it sounds like. Usher's trying to. He's forcing it. Like, yo, come on, bro. Like, your time, you had a good run.
He had a great run.
Yeah, I mean, you had a great run.
And it got
I mean, I think
tarnished
it's-
at the end, but you know.
Yeah. Well, it got to only reason why I went short is because you decided to take yourself off the market and get married and not make yourself marketable to your fan base anymore.
The
Right.
thing
You
this
did
album
that.
does, though, this is what I'm gonna say.
That
Yeah,
old
you're
lady.
right about that.
Yeah.
But the thing this album does, though, man, and especially like with the whiplash he getting over it, is it should let him know that people do want. They are checking for him, and they want some good music out
That's
of him.
cool. You know, he's gonna come back on an Eminem tip. So he made that bullshit revival, and then he'll try to make a kamikaze.
I hope they just release the music that he's already made. Like, I want to hear what him, you know, him and the
Like
kid.
I was saying before, man, you put Chris Brown on those beats.
Boom.
Yeah.
Chris
And
Breezy could do
and
that.
now
Yeah.
I said that. I was like, yo,
More in his
You know, I
age
appreciate
group,
that.
too.
You know,
no
thank
problem.
you.
I
appreciate
recognize.
Thank
I
you.
recognize.
He's
Well,
so-
I'm not. We're not united. Stop it.
Greg's
Listen, I've been feeling your vibe lately, all
No,
right?
we're good. No,
homo.
we're good right now. We're good right now. But no, that's what I was saying. Like, yo, you put Chris Brown on that, then yeah, that's a younger demographic. He can adjust to it. You gonna see Chris Brown
Breezy,
make
absolutely.
dances for the joint.
Not only that, he gonna actually rap with a trap vibe on it. He could do it.
I agree. But
MJ right there.
see, and now you take it too far. Now
Nah,
we're not
he's
friends
the
no
MJ
more.
of
See,
the-
there
of
we go.
generation.
Yeah, I mean, you fuck
MJ
it
of
all
the
up.
generation.
Stop saying that shit, man. He's the Bobby Brown. We've
No,
already established. You agreed.
I
He's
did
the
it.
Bobby Brown of this generation. Yes, classic
I
fuck up.
disagree.
So much talent, classic fuck
No,
up.
he's not fuck up. What are you talking about?
He's a classic fuck up. He lost millions.
Yeah, Chris Brown definitely fucked.
Classic fuck up. He
Tons
was
of
the
money
one.
up.
Yes, he was the one.
Tons of endorsements.
Yes.
At 18, we still holding him back down for that, right?
Yes, because he hasn't recovered it yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on,
he
dog.
hasn't
He
recouped that yet.
signing Chris Brown because they know, all right, this guy could go left at any moment.
C Breeze is the man. Chill out.
Brisk Breezy.
So
as he's now
another
known.
album that came out last week that's actually a really good R&B album is the Ella Mae album. Anyone check it out?
I enjoyed it.
Hey,
I listened to it.
I like the couple tracks I've
It's
heard
funny
so
too.
far.
I watched actually like 3 interviews, and she just can't get by that her label pulling the song.
They asked her about the
That's-
jacuzzi
it's like-
thing.
I know it's like, but I've seen her in 3 different places. That's like automatically come up.
They asking her about what she's supposed to do. She ain't supposed to respond.
Then I saw a video of them like on social media of them talking. Like he hopped up the car and gave her a hug, and they were talking yada yada yada. So it seemed like they were cool.
Well, keep in mind, it wasn't her decision for them to pull the song.
It might have been.
The label look at
it's
it
the
like
label's
they
decision.
look at it like is another dude out here that's
Yeah.
financially
He's eating off of your music.
50,
he made
50 came up off that.
He made
He
a better
didn't-
song. Everything.
He would take your song
No,
and
he
remake it.
That's a remix, and it's dropping for free on a free platform.
Yeah.
This dude put this shit on iTunes, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
saying,
making money off of
He's
it.
making money off it. Your
He
joint, like that's,
did the same thing with Jaded. He flipped that.
that's crazy.
He
That's,
got a whole project out now.
well, that's crazy that you can get money off of that.
Yeah,
though.
that. I don't
Yeah,
know
like
that.
come on, man. You can make the music for the T-Pain been doing this for years.
He
like,
made a
you know
better
what I mean?
version though.
Oh, absolutely.
His version is way better than hers.
I mean, you could
Not
argue
gonna
and say
say
that
that.
T-Pain's version of
I think
Boot
T-Pain
Up is better.
I'm
than
about to say
Ella
T-Pain's
Mae's.
probably
The
is
problem with those records is that you already got a reference track. Drake.
exactly
Yeah.
right. So it's not original.
You know what? Well, I don't
I
know
said you
because I
already got a
actually
reference
heard.
track,
I
Drake.
actually only heard his version first before I even heard her version, which is interesting.
That's
Heard whose
impossible.
version first?
I didn't.
That's impossible.
I saw the music
Nah,
video.
That's
I'm a-
impossible.
I didn't jump on. I heard the song like, "Oh, Boot Up" is a great song, but I didn't jump on Ella
No,
Mae.
I'm talking about Ella Mae's
bandwagon.
Trippin'. I'm not talking about Boot Up. Boot Up, I heard.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm talking about Trip. When I heard Trippin', it was his version first. I saw
Oh,
a
okay.
music video
All right,
for it. I'm like, this song is popping. And then I
shoot.
saw it on Instagram. I follow
I
Instagram,
can see that. I can
and I
see
saw
that
him
happening.
actually singing in the car.
'Cause I was about to
I'm
say-
like, this is dope. And then I find out, like, I'm like, yo, where the song at? I had to go on Pornhub to watch that joint. I was just scrolling through my normal recent
What?
views, and
Pornhub to listen to it, Jacques.
First of all, hold on.
That's where it
Hold on,
was.
time out. You're not just gonna skim past.
Yeah, I
I
never
started
knew
with
this.
my
Slow it
recent
down.
views, so I need to know what the recent views.
That's clown shit.
No, I want to know what the
You take-
recent
take that
views
clown
are.
shit back.
I need to know the genre. Like, what are you doing, bro?
finish.
Like, wait a minute. Whoa,
so it's
what?
funny. So
I had to go to my recent views.
the funny thing was that it's been ripped from everywhere on the internet. Somebody took the actual song and put it on Pornhub. So, because you couldn't find it nowhere, and then someone put it on Pornhub.
You can put it on. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
Nah, it's gone.
Is it?
Yeah, you can't. pull
YouTube's
it up.
pretty quick with taking shit down.
No, YouTube
Well,
is
only when it's our shit. But
no,
yeah.
YouTube, Spotify. You can't find his music anywhere. Like it's stripped from the internet. It's crazy. But someone put it on Pornhub, so it's on Pornhub. That's pretty crazy. I wanted to hear the song, and it was a really good song.
I like the album. I just think that a lot of the tracks sound the same, but it's a great R&B album. There's no hip hop features on it. The only artists that are featured on it are R&B acts, which I thought's cool.
That is great. I like R&B albums that have that element. Like
We don't get them anymore.
I mean,
the
this is-
newer ones, I think the Her project might give me that. The Daniel Caesar project gave me that with no hip hop features. I think the more pure neo, I don't want to say neo soul,
I don't think
but
it's
more
neo
pure
soul. This is-
R&B
this is like
guys.
the modern or millennial R&B because it's a little bit different.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go with that
Yeah.
vibe. Millennial R&B.
One producer pretty much produced the whole album too.
It was good. I
That's
listened
like
to a
the
few
90s,
songs
man.
too. Yeah,
That's that 90s vibe.
yeah, it's millennial R&B because the
One
newer.
producer.
Because I'm thinking about her album as well, and her album was kind of like.
Yeah. Or the EP, the album. We're waiting for that to come out. So
I mean, I guess they put both of them together. So the EP.
Yeah.
She's still riding. That girl need to get back in the studio because I think
I
Daniel
think he's
Caesar.
got a project coming out soon, though.
Yeah, I
for real.
think Daniel Caesar and her won an award for the best part or something like that.
Yeah, that's a great song too.
Yeah.
And Belly album came out last week.
I want to check that out. I'm a Belly fan.
Yo, I'm a big fan of it.
That boy got bars.
Yeah, he can rap. He can definitely rap. I got some of his songs on the playlist this week.
I like him on his Double Up song on Nip's album. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Victory Lap in stores now.
Greg got that for album of the year.
I think it is.
My man
I think that's
plugged
one.
it like he's
God,
on it, yo,
hell,
man.
listen, y'all be singing.
Tell-
I've been every week I come in. I'm like, listen, man, the Nip album, man. I
Tell
love it.
us where we can find it at, dog.
Oh, on all platforms, all
He
platforms.
said in stores. I'm thinking like, what store is it?
Yeah,
the
available
Best
now.
Buy, so Amazon.
Yeah, man, absolutely. On your phone right now, man. Just go to your handset.
Yo,
and,
I love it, yo.
iTunes if you're
That is
smart.
a plug, yo, Nipsey. You owe Greg some money.
Yeah, man, I like Nipsey, man. I like Nipsey. Matter of fact, I might change one of my songs and put that on there. Yeah, now that you gave me that. That's what's up. What else did we talk about? We got the Quavo, we got the Vic. We talked about the new music with Ella Mae and Sea Breeze with Drake.
We get a new Future album tonight.
You can hold on to that.
Yeah, Juice WRLD and Future are releasing a joint album together called World on Drugs.
Everybody tells me Juice WRLD is the next one. I had a freestyle of him, and I thought he was really, really killing it.
Guess who's not going to be up to midnight waiting for it?
Mike.
Everybody but Kevin.
Nah, I'm not waiting for that, man. Sorry.
Kevin like, well, I was already up, so
Yeah,
I wanted
right, yeah,
Hey, you gonna use an
you know.
excuse out?
He gonna be sending texts
Nah, I
out at
ain't
like
waiting for that
2:30.
one.
Yo, man, this joint is knocking. Hey, man, the league is back.
Yeah, NBA started.
Yeah, man.
Sixers got washed on.
How they looking
Wednesday
today?
night? They was getting whooped by the
Nah,
Bulls.
they weren't getting
They were getting whooped, but
Yeah.
they let the Bulls score like 40 points in the first quarter.
What do you want? What do you want? The King comes back tonight, guys. I just want you guys to be clear. The
Yeah.
King
Who
returns.
they playing tonight?
They play Portland. Yeah, man.
Is that a win?
Oh, yes, it's a definite W. Even though, you know what I was
What?
coming in? Yeah, I said it. It's a definite W. Even though other people were saying no. That's like, nah, they're going to struggle in Portland. Why? Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum do what? Like, they've done nothing. Like, get out of here. And this is LeBron freaking James. Y'all about to hear Greg transition to the biggest LeBron James fan that you've ever seen. Y'all thought Lowe was bad. Oh, my goodness. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet now that
You
he's in a
sound
Laker
like
uniform.
KP talking about Chris Brown right now.
Listen, man. You know, Chris Brown don't got, rings like LeBron or the accolades of LeBron. He messed his career up early. LeBron didn't. LeBron still kept
I'm
ascending.
gonna let you be great. All right, go.
Who you got in the Western Conference Finals?
I was
Get some predictions.
I
since it's
did.
so early in the season.
At first I had the Rockets and Golden State, but after yesterday, I might have to put my Lakers in there with Golden State, man.
Yeah. What
I
about
know it's
you?
only one game.
Who you got, Mike?
I would like to believe.
You say Western Conference or the Finals? I thought you said
Western
I thought
Conference
you said
Finals.
Western. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yo, you know what, man? I would like to see. I mean, this may not happen, but maybe Phoenix, Golden State.
Phoenix.
I think Phoenix gonna have a good team this year.
They're gonna be way better because I like they young and they.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
if you seen the
mean-
boy play last night, DeAndre Ayton.
Yo,
He's nice.
if they play with the attitude that Boston played with last year, we just out here. We gonna ball out. Forget what we supposed to do. We just gonna go out here and do it.
Give him 2 years. Give him like 2-3 years, and I'm right there with you because they look young and hungry.
Okay.
I agree.
That ain't 2-3 years because you want LeBron to win a ring.
Well, he's
one or
going to
two
do that,
rings.
and
Okay.
they're going to see LeBron in the Western Conference. Remember, we didn't say finals; we just said Western Conference finals. So yeah, he's going to see LeBron and lose to them in like 2-3 years. Yeah, that's what's going.
Yeah, I think LeBron, if it's not this year, it's definitely next year.
Yeah, they're gonna be way better. They're gonna be way better than people think this year. I guarantee that. Rondo is nice.
Well, if they're not, they're just going to get rid of the whole team besides Bron halfway through the season and just get a whole batch of new players.
So you might as well just stay in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Nah. It's a different animal on the West Side. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be a little different.
What about the East? Who you got?
Boston, Toronto?
Yeah.
Sorry, Philly.
I think I got the Sixers and the Celtics.
Yeah, good luck with that. If the Sixers make it to the final, Eastern Conference Finals with the Celtics, they're getting swept. 100%.
Yeah.
Bring Brums out. 100%.
This only on game 2 of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We get some predictions.
Listen, man. Do you think the Sixers can contend with the
You
Celtics
said a
baseball?
sweep though.
A
Like,
sweep.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're gonna win a game. Come on.
They won one game last year, and I think the Celtics will be better this year than they were last
they
year.
win
Sixers
that
gonna
game
be
in
better
Philly?
than they were last year.
Yeah, they won one game. in
Did
Philly.
they win it in Philly? Or they
Yeah,
did
they
win
won
it
it
in
in
Philly?
Philly.
Okay.
Yeah,
The Sixers though are gonna be better than they were last year.
What?
I know
How
that. I
is
don't
that?
know.
Yeah, I mean, how is that going to happen?
Unless they get
You
some
got
coach.
rid of
Ben
a
Simmons
shooter.
is getting better.
What? He can't even shoot the
And
ball.
Fultz is getting better.
Fultz is scared to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
What are we talking about right now?
One can't shoot, the other one's scared to shoot.
Yeah, what are we talking about right now? What?
One has no bullets in the gun, the other one doesn't have a gun.
That's
Stop.
a fact.
Yo.
That's a fact, man. Like, yeah, man. Nah, they ain't got it, bro. They gotta get rid of Brett Brown, and they gotta get some
I've
shooters
said
before the trade
They ain't
deadline.
getting rid of Brett Brown, man. Come on.
Brett Brown
That's
looks
exactly why they're not going to win.
exactly. There
But
you go.
how as an organization, how would you get rid of Brett Brown right now?
Easily. I just hired
Yeah, I know.
what you call as my new GM. Elton Brand is my new GM. Elton Brand didn't hire Brett Brown. I didn't
but
hire
he
this guy.
took-
Get
what he
his ass
did
up
last
outta
year
here.
with that team?
What did he do? He let superstars be superstars? I don't understand. What are we talking about?
Yeah,
right
it's
now?
like
I'm saying
You got-
they were already good.
I think
right?
this year they
Come
just out of respect, we gonna give you one last
Yeah, that's what I'm
time
saying.
to try it out. But after this
Try
season,
it out.
after the season, you gotta get rid of them. Like it's some mistakes that you just
you can't allow that to happen as a head
Yeah.
coach, bro. Like you're getting drastically outcoached by Brad. Brad Stevens is who you're going to be compared to because they think that you can contend with Toronto and Boston. So he don't. Nah, he ain't got nothing for Brad. Brad Stevens is a hell of a coach. I like him a lot. He's probably my favorite coach in the league right now. And Brett Brown makes critical mistakes down the stretch. He's bad with time management. He ain't it. Even the lineup he put out there, like, why are you starting Markelle Fultz? Folks clearly has a confidence problem. You just throwing him out there in the limelight yet again. He just mismanages.
Yeah, it was
things
cool
too
to
much.
keep him when y'all didn't really have any direction on what y'all was doing.
Yeah, and nobody cared.
Like y'all don't need a
Yeah.
coach at that point.
Yeah,
but
but-
now you got talent.
You trying to get a championship.
You need to cultivate that talent. Yep.
Yep.
And
But they
bring a
couldn't
coach
trade
in
him for
it.
anything anyway. No one's
Ain't-
gonna want him.
Who?
Trade who?
Fultz.
Oh, Fultz? I think that if they were starting him, that's the only reason why you did, is to see if you can get some trade value for him.
Yeah.
Because you can't bring him off the bench because now it looks crazy. Like you can't even get it started for him. So that I feel you on that. But yeah, man, they need a new coach. They draft, and they need a veteran in the locker room.
Yeah, maybe 2, I think.
Yeah, like if they should have got somebody like, if they could get Jimmy, that would be a big acquisition because Jimmy might toughen
That'd
up
be huge.
Fultz a little bit. He won't be the most talented on the team again, but he'll at least get these guys playing harder all the time. They play hard now. I'm not saying they don't, but yeah, they just a smidge away from where they need to be.
Right.
KP, your thoughts?
I'm not tuning into basketball.
You don't watch sports, period.
No, I think I kind of gave up after I boycotted the NFL. It's kind of like all downhill.
What did basketball do?
Basketball turned into a gentleman's sport. It's not the basketball I grew up watching or playing when I was a kid.
Hip hop's a gentleman's sport. Basketball's a gentleman's sport.
So
Football's soft as shit now, anyway.
That's a fact.
You can't even.
You can't tackle quarterbacks.
You can't touch if you wrap the quarterback's legs and they throw the ball and you don't let go. It's
Tom Brady won the game on Monday because of that
it's
shit.
It's a joke.
Yeah, the guy had him wrapped up and let him go, and he
Yeah.
ran right into the end zone. Tom Brady never
They're
runs for a
scared to
touchdown.
tackle
Like,
the
what hell is
quarterback.
that?
It's
Yeah.
too much. I can't. It's good for the kids right now, but it's not the sports that I grew up loving and watching and playing. Like, so you touch a person now. Like Reggie Miller would have a ring or a scoring title if he played in this league the way Reggie Miller used to run around the court to try to get open. And nowadays, if the way they call calls on players, like you can't even do anything.
Mhm.
So
In the NBA, you think?
yeah, Reggie Miller used to fight for his life to
No,
get
I
open.
know it's a little bit softer than what it used to be.
Way,
But
way softer.
But I think they still sometimes they do let them play sometimes.
I think
Every
it
game I
depends
try
on
to
the ref.
tune in,
Yeah.
I see they call for everything. Like it's crazy. It's like,
I think the players are way more athletic now, and that if they allowed the roughness, that happened in the 80s and the 90s, man, boys be getting laid out on stretchers. Like look at these athletes that they have out now. Like look at guys like Giannis and AD who can bring the ball up court, and they have the skill set of a guard in a 7-foot body. Like that's crazy. You've never seen that. So I think the rules have a place, and I don't know, man. I like the game now. NBA has become my favorite sport.
it's I miss the trash talk. There was actually legitimate trash talk, and
Boys talk trash. Westbrook and KD got into it, and Westbrook wasn't even playing in the game.
We also talking about like personalities. Like we had Grandmama. We had like
Dennis Rodman.
we had personalities that
You could have kept Dennis, but go ahead.
maybe still. But I mean, Dennis was Dennis. We had the Carmelo. We had these people who were just the UP. Like they had nicknames and
You about to say the UPS man? It's the mailman.
I was thinking about that line he said in the playoffs where he's like,
Yeah.
the mailman, the mail doesn't deliver on
It's
Sundays,
Sundays,
and he's
yeah, I
like
do.
UPS does. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
I think that the reason is that basketball now is it's a bigger business than it was then. So like these players don't want to be outspoken because they know it'll mess up it possibly could mess up the other money.
I think they are outspoken. What are you talking about? Yeah, outspoken. Absolutely.
not all of them.
They say all the right things.
Right. All these guys are role
What do you
models.
mean the right things?
They say everything that you want them to hear them say. Like they're not speaking out against the referees or the game. Or
Yeah, I would disagree with that. I think that a lot of a lot of players still speak out against the refs. Speak out against everything. Like these guys they complain. They're divas. Basketball players are just as big a divas as wide receivers. Like what? Yeah, they still talk. They probably don't talk. It's not really a lot to talk about. Like I don't really know what they can complain about.
I know
for
they're
real,
getting in their way.
Yeah, they getting $100 million contracts.
the
Like
guarantees.
when they're half decent, like you could be a mid-level player and get $100 million contract in the NBA. That's
I was
crazy.
reading that it said NBA is becoming the new America's
I
favorite sport.
yeah, I mean,
I
they're gonna
agree.
make
That's gonna
NBA is
happen.
damn near year round now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Summer League and the awards and all that.
the number one sport in the world, I believe. It's them and soccer is close. I believe it's closer than what you think. Only because America has a heavy population and we don't like soccer. But I also believe
Yeah, but the
that-
world plays soccer though.
I understand it. But the world also plays basketball.
Nah, not in every country.
More countries than what you would think. And then also what I was going to say is in the States, because people hate football for so many different reasons. You have one side of the fence. I was just talking to somebody today about this, where they were talking to someone and they was like, nah, they were trying to like bond or build with the person. It was like, hey, man, you a Lions fan or something like that? And the guy was like, nah, I don't watch football no more. He's like, really? He's like, yeah, man, ever since, these guys be disrespecting the flag,
Right.
I don't watch football. And then we have the other side of it was, well, because Kaepernick isn't playing, I'm not watching football. So, and then you have the third side is like, well, because of all these injuries and how violent the sport is, I'm not watching football. So you got so many people that are backing away from football that football will be gone.
That became
Like,
my new argument because people be asking me at work, and I'm like, yeah, I don't watch it anymore, and I can't say because of cap because I'm automatically gonna get looked at funny at the JOB. So I just be like, oh yeah, the injuries and the concussions.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
My father-in-law don't watch it. I was shocked. I found this out like 2 weeks ago. He's like, my people was like, yeah, yo, my dad said he don't watch. Like, what?
There you go.
What? Yeah, I know, right? Quotable.
Exactly.
No, but I was shocked. I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, because of the whole situation with I had no idea it affected him like that.
I was in the Uber and almost got put out because in Texas. Talking about cap of the flag.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, man. I'm gonna need you to temper that
you
conversation.
gonna get 1 star, sir.
He would drive you out the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
How about
he
get
was.
out?
Yeah,
No,
right.
but it was definitely an interesting conversation going on in there. Texas.
Everything's big.
Sixers
in
won.
Texas. Oh, nice. Congratulations for them.
127, 108, I think.
They should have won. Oh, 127? Okay. All right.
Yeah, they needed to win by at least a dub.
Yeah.
So it was 19. We'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take that. That's not bad. Gotta get to a 60
I'm not
game.
taking it because I'm,
I think it's crazy
fan.
that the Bulls scored 40 points in the first quarter and then they only scored 48 the rest of the game. Or no, 68, my bad.
Math's
Rest
a
of the
little
game,
off,
yeah.
but it's okay. Yeah, that's crazy. They got off hot. I mean, they probably was excited because it's probably their first game of the season. I don't think the Bulls played yesterday. So
okay.
yeah. So that should be interesting. Anything else?
Y'all got some songs? What's up?
Who got some songs? You got some
Yeah,
songs?
man. We got the Commission Podcast playlist. This is playlist number 33.
Hey.
It's available exclusively on Spotify. It's got new music, throwbacks, unsigned artists. If you want your music featured on the playlist, hit us up at the commission. Send it to thecommissionpod@gmail.com. And if we like it, we'll add it.
There it is. Hey, send us some quality stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the productions of the things you guys send is great, but sometimes your lyrics are trash. So make sure that your lyrics match your production.
And
Sorry.
don't send us the same music from a different email
Yeah,
address.
y'all ain't slick
we
out
didn't
there.
Put it on the previous week.
Y'all ain't slick. Come on, we on to that. Come on, stop it.
But we appreciate the emails anyway, though. So,
Yeah.
I mean, send them things.
What the hell?
Who,
You're bringing the silver lining? Interesting. Okay.
Why not?
You be
I mean-
bashing everybody. All right.
Well, first of all, I'm controversial. I'm not a hater like this guy.
point
I don't
finger.
understand.
For the record, he's pointing at Mike.
When did I turn into the hater?
It's too late.
So who wants to set it off this week?
KP, you got some Drake love over there?
You know what? Actually, I do. I actually do.
I know you do. That's what I said.
So we'll start off with the
Like,
first song, which I never get tired of. Mob Ties. Love that song.
Didn't you put that on the playlist already?
Listen. I saw it on the
Sorry.
show. It's a great song, and Drake was just talking about
Just
it. It's too late.
because Maverick Carter and LeBron James like your song as well doesn't mean that we have to listen
I
to it
think
again.
that the song is a great song. Okay,
All
so
right.
I like to play that.
He didn't have that song recorded until after.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of believe it because if you think about it, it's his conversation with Jay Prince.
I get it.
What's the guy? D-Roy. What's the guy that has that Hip Hop Square show?
D-Ray Davies.
He had a joke about he's dissing Drake and he was looking like
He's
Kanye.
the washed-up comedian that hosted the BET Awards.
I
right?
told you it was going to be a washed-up comedian that's hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards. Said that.
Called it.
Called it.
Good call.
No
Greg,
problem.
I mean,
I don't know what's going on here, man. I really don't.
no, home. I'm liking the cut of your jib.
That's clown shit.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, but I will go with Mob Ties, right? And then I have to go with a special request from my homie, my new friend. Shout out, Booty by Black Youngster, the one with
New
Chris
friend.
Brown.
Ooh.
Yeah, Chris Brown and Trey Songz.
Cuffing season, friend.
Yeah, man. There you go. Curve him, don't cuff him.
Curving season.
Curve him, don't cuff him. Curve. Curve him, don't.
Curving season T-shirts. Coming soon.
Yo, curve him, don't cuff him, man. That's Those t-shirts need to come soon too. I like that.
Curve 'em, don't cuff 'em?
Curve 'em, don't cuff 'em.
Oh, I like that. Sounds great.
I'm trying to tell
That
you.
might have to be my new post right there. Captions are made. I mean, you were here for it.
You gotta spell it with a K though.
Yeah,
Spell
all
with a
on with
K.
a K. Yeah, absolutely.
Curve 'em,
Absolutely.
don't cu- You know what? I'm going to make that shirt.
I like that idea, man.
I love it.
All I'm saying is 10%.
Hey,
a
it's
little
gonna
bit.
sell. You know, it's gonna sell. And hold on, the last track is from the guy I went to see last night. His name is Masego. It's
Okay.
Masego for you, Shrive.
New
Alright.
artist?
Huh?
New artist?
No, he's been around for a while. It was just very interesting to see someone with jazz sax and
What's the song?
the song that we want to go with is Queen Thing.
Queen thing.
Yeah, Tinges.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty dope. It was actually
Nikki,
cool to
you know,
see.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but it was actually it was
Queen
actually
reference
cool.
every week. You get the shirt
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
you know. Well, I'm out here trying to get me one. Shots.
Shout out to the new friend.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying what was dope was that he would go on the stage and he would just like, I'm gonna make a beat, and he just started making a beat, and then he's like, I'm about to do a water break, and he's like, I'm gonna drink water. So everyone wants to say water, he's like water, and he started making like a beat, saying with everyone saying water, and he just made a beat to it, and he's like, every time I drink, I want everyone to scream, and there was like a beat going on, and the drums got picked up behind it, and I was like, this is just dope for him to create.
Yo,
a beat.
you know what
That's
I'm thinking
hot. I
about?
like that.
That's not that guy that was remember I think it was one of those Made in Americas, or maybe it was a Roots picnic.
Rozelle.
Yeah.
Oh, who built? Oh, I know you talking about.
Rozelle made the music with
With his
music
mouth.
with your mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a crazy
What-
beatboxer.
No,
He's
not him. It was a guy that was like he was using like it wasn't live. He had like a couple different
beat machines and stuff.
yeah
He had that.
yeah
It might have been
exactly.
him then.
Yeah,
It
he had
could've
beat
been him.
machines, pianos, and then he
Yeah,
busts out
exactly,
the sax, and it was just crazy.
I can't think of the guy's name that I'm speaking about, but it could be him.
Yeah, I thought it was dope, and he did it.
He's
a few
local.
times.
That guy was local.
Nah, he wasn't from here. I mean, somebody just told me come to the show. I was like, I'm gonna come to the show, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching right now? And then I was very impressed.
That's what's up.
Alright.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
cool,
So he made it to the playlist. So make sure you give him a shout out. Me and
Alright.
him on the show.
Cool. Oh, okay. You're looking at me, so that means it's my turn.
Hey, you're
All
right.
right. My first song, "Fancy," featuring, by The Dream. Really, really good song. Totally underrated artist. Shout out to The Dream. Album on the way. Second song, "Devil's Pie."
I'm on the way. Why don't you just keep plugging these artists?
Yeah, man.
He got 3 albums on the way.
Yeah, man. Oh,
Dream
allegedly.
does?
That's what's up.
He said
Didn't
he
he do that?
recorded 3 of the album's called Sex Tape, the new one,
That'd be dope.
and
Okay.
apparently there's like volumes or versions, different
Nice.
versions to it.
Nice.
I'm gonna skim through.
Yeah.
You're gonna
that's-
sit with it.
Yeah, right.
No. I mean, I'm gonna skim through because I know like.
Yo,
Dream-
that should be a quote. That's one of his too. I'm gonna skim.
Oh,
through.
skim
You
through.
says that. You've said that a couple of
No,
times before.
skim through it is like because I know Dream is like Fancy. Fancy is like that work off. Which album was this? You remember that?
That was
album?
Love
The
and
Love
War.
and Hate?
Love and Hate. Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Love and
It
Hate.
had a Walking on the Moon joint on it too, didn't it?
It don't even matter.
What-
Fancy was just,
Kanye.
I thought that was Pharrell for some reason, but yeah, it was Kanye. You're right. Yeah. That was a good song.
yeah, but this Fancy track he talking about.
That
Check
joint
it
is,
out.
yeah, that
It's-
joint is worth it.
Musically, like they did their thing with that one, man. Dream talented boy.
Yeah,
Talented dude.
Dream
100%.
and Teddy Riley or
Huh?
Teddy Riley on that with Dream.
Nah.
Why
Why you
would-
say that?
Cause you always know the producers.
Yeah.
Second
Nah, that Dream
song.
produced it.
Right?
Second song. D'Angelo, "Devil's Pie." Fuck a slice, I want the pie. From the Belly soundtrack. Also from D'Angelo's first titled album. Was that
I think it was
self-titled?
self-titled.
I think it was as well.
Yeah,
you
I
know what I
don't-
mean? But I always remember from Belly. You know what I mean?
How did you even arrive at that song? That's just such a random
Yo,
song.
I know, right? So I be on these playlists sometimes, and it just came on my playlist. It was, you know what it was? You're gonna love this. Pusha T Essentials. It was like,
Why was that?
Why,
I have no idea why I was on it.
and why would I love that?
You would love it because you love to hate Pusha T. And the third song, since we speaking out about Belly soundtrack, is by Belly, the artist. The song called Zion. Definitely check it out off the new Immigrant LP.
Like that.
In stores now. Oh, excuse me, available in streaming now.
That's
Plug.
Is that how it does?
definitely
Is
radio
that how it
voice.
goes?
Yeah, big
That's how it
voice.
works. I don't know how it works.
The album's out though, right?
Yeah, it came
Yeah,
out
it
last
came out.
Friday.
I'll
Yeah,
check that
it's
joint
out.
out. Belly, we here for it.
All right, let me go ahead and throw my shots
Mike
out.
looked like my grandpa holding his phone like
I know, right?
10
Did
feet.
you
Why is it so
You just
far
need
away?
glasses on the
I
tip of your
told
nose
you.
or
Why
something.
is it so?
like-
And he got
I be
LASIK
like
done.
this with my phone. Mike is like this.
He like, wait a minute, what you say over there?
He
You said
puts
over
the
there, young
phone
blood?
further away and squints.
Young
thinking he can
blood.
see it.
Young blood.
All he uses a cigarette that just never falls off.
Let me know when y'all finish.
Oh,
It's a carburetor. I told y'all you need a
finished?
carburetor.
So what we got to do is flush the brakes.
I'm gonna let you finish. All right, I'm done. I gotta get back on KP. Yeah, I don't know why this happened.
We go flush the brakes out, you know.
all right, Mike. What you got?
All right, so we gonna go. I'm gonna continue the vibe with Ti, off Paperwork. Ti and Nipsey, Greg. Nipsey's on
Yay.
this joint.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Name of the song is About My Issues. Joint is hot. Check it out. Second song I'm going with is off the Usher, the A, peace sign. Usher's Beethoven. That thing is hot.
Nice. That joint is hot. I really like that song. I gotta download that joint. Yeah,
that
I
joint
really
is
like that.
And then just cause he coming back out tomorrow, man. Actually, what's that?
Future?
Raheem Devon.
Oh yeah, album come out, right?
Album coming out tomorrow.
That's what we need to talk about. Like, that's a guy who I want to hear R&B from and who stays true to his sound and his audience.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give y'all a little throwback on Raheem. Love Drug.
Okay.
If y'all haven't heard it, check it out.
Yo, Raheem was, y'all talk about people who remake, like with Jacquees. Raheem was the boy that was known for that.
Yeah.
And take a whole song and make it way better than the original. Like,
We went to the concert. He had him and it was him, Lil Mo, and what's her name, Chrisette Michelle. This is before the Trump stuff.
Lil Mo's out in Philly now.
You know what? She is.
She on Boom?
I think she's
No,
married
she
to.
stays in Philly.
I think her
Really?
husband is
Yeah.
from Philly.
oh, he's
She
a
was
boxer.
at
Yeah.
Crescent Mall a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Oh, that's
Okay.
what's up, man. Ask if she want to come on the show. Next time you bump into her.
Yeah.
But no, Raheem actually, he killed it. They should have gave him a little bit more time because Cassette catalog is not really like
It's
that.
not extensive like that. Yeah.
So it was just like she had all this time to talk about an album that with each song sounded the same. It was like her whole set. But yeah, Raheem did his thing. I've always been a fan, so check the new album out.
Decade of a Love King out tomorrow.
I'll probably be checking for that.
And that single he got out right now is hot too.
You know the
Damn,
name
I
of single?
forgot the name. I forgot. I can pull it. Hold on, give me 2 seconds, man.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go. So my first track, I had one of her songs on here last week. And her album actually drops tonight too. Summer Walker. Song's called "Girls Need Love." And
Okay.
then I also got this. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing her name right. Snow Allegra. The song is called "Sometimes." Off
You've
her
been
album,
practicing this name
Feels.
for 2 days and you still ain't get it right.
Yo, I didn't.
Man, YouTube it, Google it.
Nah, man.
Right,
The
yeah,
way
I
it's
mean, like-
spelled, I'm like, all right, I don't know how to say this, but and then I'm gonna go with this joint off of Belly's album as well. It's called Dust. It's with French Montana. I like that track.
Huh?
And then I'm gonna give you one more off that My Tai album that's allegedly dropping next week.
That's supposed to be Ty and who? Jeremiah, right?
That track's called Going Through Some Things.
Ty, man, do yourself a favor. Don't tour. Don't tour it. Please don't tour it.
Get on real quick.
That joint is going to be over before
Unless
it
it's just a
starts.
tour then.
Right? No, it can't be.
Yeah,
Jeremiah
who's gonna
cannot
open?
be involved at all. He cannot be involved. Sorry, Jeremiah. I like your music.
What's the joint called, Mike?
Yo, I couldn't. They don't have it on here. Listed.
All right.
It's on series all the time though.
All right.
And it's a single. It's his single.
Yeah, he got a single. If they showed the track list for the album, I could tell you. But I mean, just check out the whole album. I think it's gonna be dope. It's Raheem.
That's what's up.
I like Raheem.
Yeah.
We got anything else we want to talk about before we get out of here?
I think we touched on it all. Any shout outs, anybody?
Yeah,
Nah, I
man.
think
Shout
we
out to all the
covered-
listeners, everybody that's following us on social media.
Yeah, for lending us their ear, even for this hour, 2 hours that we
Yeah.
talk our stuff.
It's the biggest podcast in Philly.
We
How many
appreciate
new
each and every-
followers we got within a week?
Yeah, like 120 some new followers in 1 week.
Hey man, interact
Appreciate
with
that.
us. We love that. You know what I mean? Talk, comment.
KP's back.
I don't know what relevancy that has, if anything. But yes, make sure that you engage with us. We want to hear from you. We love you guys. Definitely. Shout out to each and every last one of you. And yes, KP is back.
We out.
Peace.
The commission.
Aha!